Welcome back to another very special episode of Macrodosing. We appreciate you guys tuning in. This show is brought to you by Game Time. No joke, we love Game Time on this show. We've used Game Time multiple occasions to get into baseball games, concerts, you name it. Game Time always hooks it up. They are the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports and of Macrodosing. It's a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets at sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the very lowest price. They cracked the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets. You can find MLB tickets for under $15 all in on Game Time. Big T, you're going to be going to see a few MLB games in a couple weeks here, right?
Yep, already got tickets to 3 of the 5 games the Braves are here in a couple weeks with Game Time.
Game Time hooked it up. Game Time always does. You can get great seats, and if you're looking for last-minute deals, it's the easiest place to find the tickets. The user interface is clean. It's simple. It's way faster than any other competitors that I've used in the past. You've got Yankees tickets as low as $14 on there, Mets $13, Cubs $12, Braves $14. You name your team, Game Time has the hookup on deals for you to get out to the ballpark. The process is so quick and easy. You can download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. Some terms apply. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest price. That's guaranteed. Welcome back to Macrodosing. We're here, the Shark episode. It's good to see everybody's face in person. It's me, Big T, Avery, Mad Dog in the studio, Billy from an undisclosed location. Billy's chiming in. We're going to play a game called Where in the World is Billy Football? It's funny because on Part of My Take yesterday, you chose to go with like the Matt Lauer reference as opposed to like Carmen Sandiego is right there. You probably should have gone with that.
I have no idea who that is. Who's Carmen Sandiego?
You don't know who Carmen Sandiego is?
No idea.
Does anybody on the show know who Carmen Sandiego is?
I know the name, but I don't know what it is.
I know it's like a cartoon.
Boomer?
Isn't it like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Shut the fuck up, Billy. I'm not a boomer.
Boomer?
I'm a millennial, okay? And just so you know, if a real boomer was in the room right now, he would see no difference between you and I. He would probably call you a millennial too. I think a millennial is just code for somebody that's younger than you that you don't like.
Okay, boom.
Shut the fuck up, Billy. So we're going to try to figure out where Billy is. Where in the world is Billy Football? Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a tip.
Why do you have a fake background now? Because earlier we had a meeting and you didn't have a fake background.
Because I was in an alley because it's complicated. I was in an alleyway and people started coming and it wasn't conducive for filming.
Okay, so it sounds a little complicated because you're doing a podcast from an alleyway for some reason. There's got to be a reason for that.
Well, I realized that on Zoom I can cover up the background, so I'm in a better place.
So mentally or just physically?
Both.
So you're not in this country, from what I've been told.
Okay, two hints. I needed a passport to go there.
Okay, so yeah, you could just say, yes, I'm not in this country.
I need a passport to go there, and I am not in the EU.
England, babes.
Yeah, that just means you're in England.
I'm not in England.
You're in the
Wales?
city of London.
No, I'm not in the city of London.
Is he in Wales and he's saying it?
They also don't speak languages that are my first language.
Oh.
So it's English, so it could be English.
Italy?
You speak Billy.
Italy's in the EU.
Wait, so he said he needed a passport to get there.
And it's not in the EU.
He's in Canada.
Are you in Montreal?
Nope.
I don't think Billy would say not in the EU if he wasn't in Europe.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he's in Europe. You're in Andorra, bitch.
How the fuck did you know that?
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I can smell the Andorian on you, man.
What the fuck is Andorra?
Andorra's
Yeah, it's sick. I've always wanted to go because what the fuck is Andorra?
You're in the Pyrenees. You're
Dude,
up
I'm
in the
fucking-
mountains.
I'm Pyrenean. Dude, I'm doing this thing. So like about 2 months ago, I got a cheap ass transatlantic flight. Way before I knew what the hell we were doing. I just knew that this would be a remote work week. So I got that transatlantic ticket.
Yeah,
and
about
I've
that.
been-
About knowing that this would be a remote work week. When did you figure that out? I'm just curious because I'm here.
Big Cat told me. Apparently, so I hopped on that.
So Billy, please don't lie.
I swear to God, asked Big Cat.
Billy,
He was like, "We got these 2 weeks off." It was 2 months ago. Having a discussion with him about something pertinent. He will remember.
Okay. Please don't lie though, because like the thing about this is
I am in no position to lie. This has been planned for a long time.
I know it has. I just didn't know that you were leaving the country, and so I was just surprised by that because I also work on Pardon My Take, and I'm here.
He just goes to you today. He's like, "Why aren't you in Jersey?"
Yeah.
I thought everyone was just going to be out of town, and I'm just the most out of town.
Yeah, you are.
You're out of many towns.
You win. You win the award for most out of town.
No, actually, this place is really cool because it was created as a country to make sure. So King Charlemagne, shout out Steely Dan, was like, hey, we don't want the Moors to come invade the Holy Roman Empire. So we're just going to create a country to be like a decoy, like a first line defense to fight off the Moors. And that's Andorra. And it is ruled as a principality with 2 princes. And the 2 princes are Macron and a Catalonian bishop who is like a Barcelonian bishop.
You know the song Two Princes, right?
Is it about Andorra?
No, it is probably. If you want to leave your job, then go ahead now. Billy is on the vacation. Just go ahead now. You know that song?
No.
Okay. So enjoy your time in Andorra. It seems like an interesting place. I'm actually not mad, but you also could have done a little bit more prep ahead of time to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm going to be out of the country because I'm still here.
Look, I mean, I knew I was totally ready just to be like up at 2 a.m. and just ready to work whenever, just making sure I had good internet connection. So, I mean, I think we're going to get, I take buses at night. Instead of paying for hotel rooms. So if you take a bus at night, that's 2 banged out. That's your travel and your stay for the night, just banged out. I might write a blog on the best way to just like bum it.
Billy, why would you need to get up at 2 a.m.? It's later where you are.
Yeah, so like we were recording at 8:30 for Part of My Take. I was gonna be up at 2 a.m.
Oh, I see.
But we weren't. Okay. We were recording early in the afternoon. But you would have.
I know. I would have.
You would have.
On Thursday, if we're up at if you're at 8:30 p.m., I will be up at 2 a.m. I mean.
All right. So very cool. Arian is not here today. Arian had a last minute family emergency that popped up. So we hope he's doing okay. Hope his family's all right. Hope to see him again on Wednesday. Have him on Nanodosing for Thursday coming out. But we'll just roll with the crew that we have right here today. We might be joined by a special guest. And I didn't know that Billy was going to be out of the office until I found out just earlier that he would be out. So what I did was I tried to book a special last-minute guest that I know that Billy's going to be super pissed off if he's not here to see. So we'll see if that guy can come through for a little bit. Also, I have a couple more irons in the fire on future guests I think you guys are going to be really excited about. I've been going back and forth with a few folks, and let's just leave it at that.
Can you tell us right now and bleep it out?
Yeah, let's bleep it out. Why do women love true crime so much? Okay.
I'm not a big true crime person, to be real. Like, I know who Crime Junkie is because they're one of the biggest podcasts on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not. My roommate's obsessed with true crime.
Because I was watching a video a couple nights ago, and it was a woman that was like sitting in her bedroom with like her dog on the bed behind her, and she was like going through the grisly, gory details of a double murder. And she was like smiling and like making it kind of sexy. She was like, and then he walked in with the knife. She's like excited to be talking about like, and then he used her face as a bowling ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is really like fucking gross. Like somebody actually died and this woman is like mentally excited about it.
So I don't know. Oh, Billy.
There's some science behind this. And I'm
sure there is. What kind of? Are we talking about real science or Billy science?
No, I'm going to pull up the exact science, so I do not get accused of being sexist.
Yeah, my roommate like falls asleep to true crime podcasts and like plays them while she's making dinner. I'll come home and like Ted Bundy videos are on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I get scared. I get freaked out and scared that someone's gonna break in, especially because I live in a ground floor apartment, so I'm like, oh, that could happen to me.
I like watching some of the interrogation videos. Some of those are really interesting because it shows like the technique that the police use to try to manipulate people.
That's not like explaining how Ted Bundy caught his victims.
No, it's not.
Right.
Certainly not.
That's different.
And
but
then, sorry, I was going to say, and then next week we have Colin O'Brady coming in.
Yeah, who is
the
that?
office. He's like an insane triathlete. He's the first ever person to conquer the 50 highest peaks in every state in the United States. Okay. And his new book, The 12-Hour Walk, is like #1 bestseller. So I think he'll be really good.
Perfect.
We can figure out a topic for that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, Billy, what's your science?
So there is a condition called hybristophilia that exists to explain those who are sexually aroused by the object of their affections wrongdoing. So this explains a lot of people who like are pen pals with murderers, and who adore serial killers.
Yeah, like girls who get obsessed with serial killers.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the evolutionary hypothesis is that dangerous males were more likely to survive back in primal times. So those dangerous males, as a female, it was a evolutionary tactic to try to be involved with them sexually than to not be, because then they would not be impacted by those males' violent tendencies. Now, does this so with that, usually those males would be in social circles with the females and not, like, for example, like famous people didn't exist. But now that famous people exist to kill people, those long lost evolutionary traits come out in certain women when it comes to serial killers.
Okay.
But
so it's like keep your friends closer, enemies closer type thing.
Yeah. Like if you're, involved with the serial killer won't kill you.
Interesting.
Which might not be the same, but this is like a light version of that, of women listening to murderers.
I was gonna say, or like a lot of girls who get like the whole, oh, he's nice to me, but he's mean to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's like obviously a heightened situation.
Is this why, like, straight up, I'll admit it, me and KB have a thing for Casey Anthony a little bit?
Yeah.
Is it the flip version of that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where it's like she's so crazy and she's such a bizarre, insane liar that it's like a little bit attractive. She's like the worst news ever. Obviously, I mean, she killed her kid.
Yeah.
But the fact that she just lies about everything, she can't talk and not lie at the same time. There's just something fascinating about that to me. I'm curious how Casey Anthony, come on the pod.
Oh my God.
That episode would do numbers.
It would do numbers, yeah. Official invitation, Casey Anthony, come on the pod. I just want to talk. I want to hear what kind of crazy shit you'll say.
What do you think she's like doing, like on a day-to-day basis now?
She's freed, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, she got away with it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Last I heard, she like got kicked out of a bar, which, I mean, the hits keep coming.
That story, yeah.
Yeah.
But like nobody's hiring Casey Anthony. I would
hire her.
She recently opened a private investigation firm in South Florida.
You're kidding.
Yep, that's what she was up to. Casey became a legal investigator for Pat McKenna, investigator who worked on Anthony's case.
I would hire her to be on this podcast.
Actually, that would, whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Think of the numbers it would do.
I know, but
Science fair with Casey Anthony. This is how you make chloroform.
Stop.
She killed her daughter, right?
Yeah. Allegedly. Blinking sign that says allegedly.
And is she the one who her parents helped her out and there's like a trunk of a car involved?
Yeah, her mom ended up calling the cops because she hadn't seen her granddaughter in like 3 weeks or something like that. And she was in the car and she said, this car smells like there's a dead body in it. And then her dad helped cover it up too. And then at the very last second, when when they found like the body and saw the duct tape and stuff on it, Casey blamed her dad and said that her dad molested her when she was a kid, and her dad was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it seemed like it
I was
came.
trying to, yeah.
She'll just lie about anything and everything. So I'd like to have a conversation with her. Come on the pod, Casey.
Dude, how much would it suck if you were helping your daughter cover up a murder and then she just threw you under the bus and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, be like, listen, I helped you cover up a murder of your own child, but I'm not a child molester.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Be grateful for what I did for you.
Every man has his limits, right? I'd be just very interested to talk to her. I'm interested in talking to anybody that's like a compulsive liar. I'm also fascinated with just lie detector tests in general, and if they're actually ever accurate, or if that's just something that a police officer will tell you. Because I feel like they're not accurate at all.
It's only accurate on people who don't know how to control their heart rate.
So that's everybody.
No, but like they're like people who are very in tune with meditation and slowing down their heart are able to like basically jinx them.
Do you think you could pass a lie detector test?
Honestly, I think that would be a great video.
Yeah, it would be. Yes,
because
yes.
I definitely cannot.
You would.
But I'd like to try.
I guarantee you can't. Like Billy's face turns bright red when he lies.
Yeah.
You can't control your physical reactions to it. But I don't think anyone can. I feel like even innocent people, when they take lie detector tests, there's no real upside for it other than to show the cop that you're not afraid to take the test.
Like, imagine how nervous you'd be if you hadn't committed a crime, say something like murder, like it's that serious. You're innocent, and then they put you on a lie detector test asking about it. Like, you're going to be nervous. Like your heart rate's going to be going all over the place.
So nervous.
There's more false positives than false negatives.
Yeah. So I was watching this. I was watching a true crime thing over the weekend. Yeah. So maybe it's not just chicks that are into it, but it was a video about the murder. This guy named Chris Watts. Do you know who he is?
Oh,
this
yeah.
Heard that name.
story.
It's the craziest, one of the craziest stories of all time.
Yeah, him and Shanann. So Chris ended up murdering his wife and his two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And
So bad.
his wife she posted everything online because she was like an influencer, like multi-level marketer.
She was a Facebook mom.
She was a Facebook mom. And so she left like a long digital trail of like videos of her and her family. And her husband ended up having an affair with the lady, and then he killed her. And then he was like the worst liar of all time. The news came to his house and his whole family was missing. He was like, yeah, like if they're out there and they're like not safe, like I just want to be safe, So Shanann, if you can see this, like come back, And it was everybody knew that this guy was lying the entire time. But then he took a lie detector test and just absolutely bombed it. And it was like he's the worst liar and got immediately caught. But I was thinking to myself, if I ever found myself in a position like that where I was innocent, I would be getting so mad at the police for wasting their time talking to me when there's like some monster out there that has my family. And he was just like sitting back, like trying to think of his answers and stuff. It was like, this dude is the most guilty person. So I guess it's not just women that like true crime, but it is a little bit different when you see somebody getting like real sexy with their description of like a grisly double murder.
Or they make it like ASMR. They're like, hey guys, welcome back to Crime Junkie.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about Ted Bundy.
She poured gasoline down her children's throats and lit it on fire. It's like,
Jeez.
This is fucking creepy. This is weird. You should not be excited to talk about this stuff.
Some people get into it.
Some people. Nancy Grace gets really into it too, but she gets into it where she gets so mad that she gets turned on. That's Nancy Grace's thing. She'd be like, Casey Anthony took her daughter and she tied her up in the trunk of the car. And you can tell she fucking loves talking about it. I think she talked about Casey Anthony every night for like 2 years. Her whole show was dedicated to Casey Anthony.
The Nancy Grace character in Gone Girl is very good. Have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating. Big T, do you think you could pass a lie detector test?
I really don't know. Like, I've never... I think so.
I think you could too.
But I've never done it, so I don't really know. But I don't... It feels like something that you'd be so in your own head to be like, okay, you need to stay calm, you need to do this, like that it would backfire, and then you would fuck up.
But I think that's you. I think you got ice water running through those veins. You're iced tea.
That's true.
I think you could pull it off. I don't think Avery could. I know Mad Dog couldn't. I know Billy couldn't. I don't think I could. Arian, maybe. I don't know. I don't think Arian could either.
Well, it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with like outward expression. It has to do with meditation and control. Because that's what it tracks. It tracks your heart rate and your heartbeat and your heart rate variation. So the only people who were able to truly do it, or there's another trick that I saw in Mythbusters where to set the baseline, to ruin the baseline, you put a tack in your pocket, and every time you tell a truth, you stab yourself with the tack so that your truth baseline is elevated with an adrenal response.
Yeah, it also
so your
tracks
heart rate.
It tracks heart rate and respiratory function too, I think. Like your breathing rate.
Oh.
But yeah, I've seen that too, Billy. I also, one of my favorite shows like 10 years ago, 15 years ago was Penn and Teller's Bullshit. Did you guys ever watch that show? Fantastic show. I think it was on Cinemax or Showtime, one of those channels.
I went to see them one time. They're hilarious.
They're very funny. Yeah, super talented. And they would just take on a different topic each week and explain why it was bullshit. And I think they did one on the lie detector test. And they said, I think they had an expert on there that said kind of what Billy's talking about, to throw off the baseline. When you're telling the truth, you just pucker up your butthole real quick. And doing that, it's the same response as fear. So if you pucker, everyone out there listening, pucker up your butthole right now. You're scared. Same as being scared. And so then when you tell the truth, you pucker up. And when you tell a lie, you don't. And they said that was able to throw it off. But still, I feel like I would not be able to keep my cool in a situation like that if I was actually lying. I actually think that if I was totally innocent and I was taking lie detector test, I'm pretty sure I would fail that too. Because I just get nervous. And they try to make you feel guilty about everything.
Totally unrelated, but we got to address Ivana Trump.
Okay. This sounds like one topic that I want to let Billy cook on. Sounds like you put a lot of thought into it.
Didn't you guys mention her on the Trump episode and now she's dead?
We did. We killed Ivana Trump through the podcast.
It's getting bad.
Through the macrodosing.
Yeah, it's getting
It's
really
impossible
bad.
to ignore now.
Yeah, we've killed
it's like
John Madden.
Young Dolph, John Madden.
Oh, yeah, Young
Forgot
Dolph.
about Young Dolph.
Young Dolph was the first one. It's kind of getting scary.
Yeah.
There's more too. I
do you-
just can't think of them right now.
Do you have any thoughts on John Madden?
R.I.P. I mean, I feel terrible that we.
There's a ton. There's a crazy amount of deaths. Tony Sirico, Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did talk about Ray Liotta.
So, Billy, what are your thoughts on Ivana?
I mean, falling down the stairs for a woman who died directly because of the end. I don't know.
Were there any owl feathers nearby?
I mean, falling down the stairs and dying, I feel like more often than not, it's someone pushed them down.
Okay.
Like there's so many cases. Like think about how many people you know who fall down the stairs and died. Like numbers wise, like actually I'm gonna whip out a shark fact.
Okay, because I was thinking you just asked me to think of all the people that I know that have fallen down the stairs and die, and I think it's 0.
Well, you don't know them, but you hear about them.
Two
there's
of
that
Michael
one.
Peterson's wives.
Yeah,
well, no, his wife and then the other woman. I forget how they were related.
She was the neighbor that he was allegedly having an affair with.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Germany or wherever.
Yeah. And then there was another true crime case where a guy pushed his wife down the stairs, but then she didn't die. And that was a problem. So he hit her over the head till she did die. I mean, that's probably gotta be the worst.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's a bad way to go out.
I mean, stairs are stairs. So sharks, I mean, here's quick teaser on some shark facts. Sharks, right? Bite people. Definitely, right?
Yeah.
That's ingrained in the conscious that sharks bite people. And that's probably some of the number one biters in, pop culture, right?
Yeah, I'd say sharks are definitely up there. Let's see, what are some other big biters?
Snakes.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Snakes, I think snakes are bigger biters than sharks are. Bears.
Seals.
Yeah, but
From Arrested Development.
Pit bulls.
Shark bite is shark, but let's go to Google. I'm just going to go
Bats.
Google.
Ooh, bats. Bats are really big biters when it comes to like popular culture.
Let's look at this. 26 million results for shark bites on Google. Now let's go dog bite. 307 million results.
Okay. So we got dogs above sharks. Now look up.
This experiment isn't going as well as I thought.
I know what you're saying though. People talk about shark bites a lot. It is a thing.
Yeah,
I think if you looked up
you're
shark
more likely-
attack, you would see more hits for shark attack than shark bites.
True. But so hippos, deer, and cows are more deadly than sharks.
Hippos will
You know,
fuck you up.
Yeah.
This is the craziest. Well, hippos are, I mean, honestly, I know that hippos are the most dangerous land mammal on Earth and probably the most dangerous mammal on Earth. But it's Gen Pop doesn't know that.
Billy's looking down on you with his superior facts right now.
No, but you're more likely to get bitten by a New York City person, just a person in New York City, than you are a shark.
Big T agrees.
Oh,
There are
that's
more-
absolutely true.
There are more bites in New York City per capita than there are shark attacks in the world.
That's why I don't mess with the ocean. I tempt fate every day. Walking out on the street, I don't need to add any additional, anything to that.
Yeah, people
So
talk a lot more about shark bites. It's not as big a problem as we make it out to be. But Billy's right. I texted Billy the other week because I was having a debate with somebody and I needed an animal expert. So I said, "There's not an animal on Earth that could beat up a hippo, right? Hippo is number one.
yeah, 100%.
Maybe
Oh, elephants.
maybe a charging bull elephant. Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes bull elephants and musks beat up in musk, which is a whole different level. That's like berserker elephants. They're like so horned up. They have like literal testosterone leaking out of their ears in this black tar substance, and it's called musk. And they go must actually, and they go so hard that they kill bull black rhinos, like giant black rhinos. But I don't think they've ever messed with hippos. Let me go to my safarivideos.com,
Okay.
which has some of the best database. Elephant versus hippo. Hippos are nasty. I don't think any predator on Earth could mess with a hippo.
I agree.
Elephants, just from a weight class perspective. Oh, they go hard. Okay, so rhinos pussy out when they're encountering elephants, but hippos fight back. That's some boss hog shit.
Yeah, it is some boss hog shit. The Romans, say what you want about them, they did a lot of fucked up stuff. But the idea of having these like animals fight each other, I know it's technically not cool, but on the other hand, it's very cool.
I mean, if I make it to the Coliseum, the atmosphere at the Coliseum was probably one of the greatest sporting events ever. Like the crowd at the Coliseum, like think about it. Like it was probably the roar of the crowd at the Coliseum probably puts any football game, any sporting venue today to absolute shame.
Yeah, I would say it's like LSU night game might be up there. Maybe when the Steelers play Renegade. Do you think they had a band that was in the Coliseum that was like playing their equivalent, the Roman equivalent of Renegade, to get people fucking hyped up for the bear against like the tiger?
Just imagine whatever was happening at Michael Vick's compound times the size of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
That was the crowd.
Man, does sound like it would be an intense atmosphere. You think they definitely sold beer, right?
They know wine, vino.
They had a wine guy walking up and down the stairs with like a bag of Franzia.
Oh yeah, they had bags, literal bags. They were probably guts of pigs and stuff.
Yeah, like a
but they were still
bladder.
bags of wine. They were bladders of wine.
Listen,
they were slapping the bladders.
Yeah.
The Coliseum only held 50,000 people. That's weak.
Yeah, it's not big, but
I think that would be 13th in the SEC. I think Vandy has 45, and everybody else is like 70 plus.
it just means more.
That is fact.
I guess it'd be 14th because Vandy would slide down to 15.
It sat that many people, but there was hella people in the stadium because it was just open to everybody. They didn't take tickets.
Yeah, standing room only. Probably had a large crowd, like an observation
All right,
deck.
let's be generous and call it 75.
Well, they probably also had like an outdoor area where the people that couldn't get in, you'd have some dude in a robe standing up, just telling them what was happening inside.
75,000.
The lion ate the guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
When 75,000 people show up to a Tennessee game, they're like, "Wow, look how empty the stadium is."
Yeah, that's true.
The Coliseum. I'm calling out the Coliseum. I think it wasn't that great.
You're saying that Rome was a bad sports town.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they may have sold out their stadium, and that's great, but like your stadium is weak.
Yeah.
They're like Buffalo. Buffalo's never won anything.
Was it designed though? Does it have like the Seattle features to keep the sound in? So like it seems louder down on the playing field.
Did they have a
than it
decibel
really is?
meter back then?
For sure. It was just a guy like standing with his arm pointing once it got like loud.
This is 50,000 at its maximum capacity.
I bet people were fucked up in the crowd. Like absolutely torn up.
Oh,
Can
and
you
they were
imagine
gambling.
you're going to like a lion fight and is anybody in the crowd sober? No. Like even the kids are fucked up for this.
Oh, the kids are so fucked up. And also, the craziest thing was at the events, like the first, they used to gamble on it. There's tons of records of people gambling during the Coliseum fights. And if I could go back in time, I would go to the Coliseum and watch what the hell was going on there, because you know how it must have been ridiculous. And if this world goes to shit and there's an apocalyptic scenario and civilization crashes and like we're in this like Mad Max scenario, like I'm setting up a civilization just to import all the zoo animals and create a new Coliseum.
I just thought
because there's no rules. There's no rules, and the people will be happy if there's games.
I just thought of Mincy taking the Barstool Sportsbook to the Coliseum.
Oh man, we're gonna put out some tremendous content. It's gonna be incredible. Milk, man, I love gladiators. Oh, Mitzi in a robe in a tunic would be such a good look.
There's definitely a picture.
Maybe like an olive branch crown that he's wearing around.
There's definitely a picture of Mincy in a robe. 100% from college.
I don't know
Do
where you get that.
have any toga pictures from college? He's actually gonna pop up and be like, "Oh yeah, this is me, LSU, Ole Miss, 87. I don't even
King of the Coliseum."
What would the promo code be?
Bacchus, baby, Bacchus.
Yeah, promo code Bacchus.
Oh my god.
Roman swipes. We're here to.
Oh my god.
We may need to send him to Rome.
Yeah, I think so. Oh my god, I would love that. Billy's right. We need a Coliseum.
Yeah.
We could even do it virtual reality now. I know it wouldn't be the same, but I'd like to understand what it was like to be in that environment, because Big T, yeah, it might not have been the biggest crowd, but I feel like it's definitely the drunkest crowd.
Well, now we can build one of good scale and quality.
Yeah. Yeah, we can build a giant one.
Yeah, we'll have 150,000 seat Coliseum.
Like in Bristol? The size of Bristol racetrack?
Yeah. Hell, just convert Bristol.
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing I've ever seen. Take that and make it the Coliseum.
They used to flood the Coliseum and have sea battles. They're like, yo, just having a bunch of dudes fight each other isn't enough. We're going to recreate naval warfare in a stadium. Have we done anything that cool in the modern era?
Would they put like cannons on the ships?
They would do Roman naval warfare. They would fill up the Colosseum with 10 or 15 feet of water, get real big ass boats in there and make them fight.
That seems incredibly dangerous for the spectators.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the Colosseum.
I wish Arian was here. He was actually at Medieval Times. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No.
I wish he was here, because he was like, there were videos of him like fighting with the swords, and he got his ass kicked.
Really, Arian
Yeah.
was
Wait,
fighting.
what?
Yeah.
With his
Not
kids?
like in
Wait,
not
no.
like in the show, but like outside with his kids. Yeah, they just kicked his ass.
Dude, medieval times is so much fun.
It's the best.
It really is. I feel bad for people that don't like medieval times.
I've never been.
You would love it. You have to be able to turn that part of your brain off that makes you think too hard about anything. And they assign you a knight to root for. So like there's a black and white knight, there's a green knight, there's a red knight. And depending on what section you're in, they're like, okay, you're cheering for the red knight tonight. And before you know it, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm red knight till I die.
Yeah.
Like the green knight's a bitch. I fucking hate the green knight. It washes over you. And then they serve you like a giant ass turkey leg. There's some stew that comes out, all the medieval stuff like a Pepsi. You get flagons of ale.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Dinner and a show, man. All right, we need to
Jousting's low key mid.
Well, I don't think it's low key mid. I think it's
Like real jousting?
Like jousting,
Like where someone
real
would get a
joust-
sword through their face?
No, it's a lance made of wood, and it's mid compared to gladiator battles.
Wait, no. Real jousting was they had like a sword and they'd chop your head off.
No, real jousting was with wooden poles. Most of the jousters would die from splinters.
They wouldn't die from the impact of getting hit with a wooden rod and falling off a horse.
Yeah, because the rod would always splinter and shatter. It was more in real warfare, they would just lance each other with like a spear, but jousting was their like plaything, and it would just be a wooden pole basically though. But
Oh, that's lame.
yeah, kind of mid.
I
Nowhere
mean-
close to gladiator battles.
I mean, they are coming fast enough that like it would still fuck you up, but
It would fuck you
Yeah,
up
no,
for
I
sure.
mean, 100% would fuck you up. But like, if we're talking when there was basically no rules and they were doing jousting, like, come on.
Yeah. Come on. All right, now you just got me thinking about the animal fights in the Coliseum and just imagining the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
Okay, let's do some matchups. I would want to organize hippo, large, gigantic polar bear. I think that's the only thing that could match a hippo
What's the temperature?
besides an elephant.
That's going to make a big difference. Like the polar bears, they're built for playoff weather. The
So-
hippos, like I feel like if it's 20 degrees outside, the hippos, you might get fucked up.
they're a dome team.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
have to go to
we have
Green
to go.
Bay
I was
in
just-
January.
we might even have to go further. Like, are we gonna put a retractable roof on the Coliseum, on the new Coliseum?
No, I think you have to play in the elements.
Okay,
It's all about nature.
it's like Lambo.
Yeah.
I think every
I
football
mean-
and baseball stadium built in America now should have a retractable roof.
Yeah,
You know?
That's such a southern
Yeah.
take. That is such a southern take.
That's a big Kurt Warner take.
That's like that might reignite the Civil War southern take right there. You are against snow football.
Yeah.
If the Civil
That is that
War
is-
was played inside, the South might have won.
Who wants
That is-
you want to go sit out in 11 degrees and a foot of snow and make the game like as sloppy as possible where it just completely randomizes the winner?
It's kind of fun.
is
That's what's cool about football,
fundamentally-
though. Like
That's where upsets happen.
Yeah.
That's when grit comes out.
and you get to see something that you've never seen before. So we went up to that Buffalo game where the wind was going like 50 miles an hour in warmups, and kickers couldn't make an extra point because the ball was just getting knocked down.
Yeah, that also
in the air.
note, I did not say every stadium. I said every one that's getting built.
So all the new ones.
Yes.
But then eventually,
If you're
that's just gonna
spending
wipe it out.
$1.5 billion on a stadium anyway, put a roof on it.
I disagree.
Baseball and football.
I like that take, Big T.
I disagree. I like the.
That's
I like the.
fundamentally un-American.
I love the randomness of weather when it comes to sports. It's fun. It's fun. Like watching a Big Ten game when it's cold as shit outside. All the linemen aren't wearing sleeves because they're pretending that they're
Again,
not cold.
all of this will still exist.
No, but then there will have to be a new stadium for every team built eventually. So you're slowly getting rid of it.
I'll half retract that. I think baseball is a bad take. Baseball stadiums are like built different than football stadiums. Like football stadiums, like usually like a specific oval, whereas like baseball stadiums, not always the same shape. And you got the
Yeah,
skyline
but I mean,
in the
there's
background.
plenty of different roofs at baseball stadiums.
I don't know. I think I like the look of baseball stadiums without roofs.
It is sick when you see a ball hit into the night sky.
Yeah.
And you see like the white ball. That's just kind of cool. Also, wind in baseball, that plays a big difference.
Again, they are retractable. You can leave it open.
But you wouldn't if there was any sort of inclement weather, if you had the retractable roof.
That's the point, yes.
I don't know. I like the idea of having open air stadiums. I really do. Especially in football when it's raining. Dude, snow football, you realize what you're doing right now. You're canceling snow football.
Fine.
No, that's not fine. Snow football is the fucking
Also,
tits.
again, no, I'm not. All the places that it snows, like Lambeau is not getting torn down anytime soon.
I'm just saying, man, be careful what you wish for, because if every game is played in a dome, then every game looks like an Atlanta Falcons game, and nobody wants that.
Now, that's true.
Yeah.
It just breeds lazy football.
Agreed.
That's what it is. Execution and perfectionism becomes the level of the Atlanta Falcons.
Like having
The team that just won the Super Bowl plays in a dome.
yeah, but having a little bit of randomness is good, I think. It forces your coaches to be more creative. It forces players to be more creative. I mean, LaShawn McCoy was a great running back, but if it wasn't for his snow games, he would be just known as a great running back. Instead, he's known as like the all-time snow guy, which is a very cool thing to have.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. That will still exist. All I said was, if you're building a new stadium and you're spending that much money on it, put a roof on it so that there's no, if it's 110 degrees playing baseball, you can close it. Or if it's raining, or if it's snowing playing football, you can close it.
I think we keep the Coliseum open air. I think we have to. We have to make the elements be a part of this.
That's fine.
Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it never snowed in Rome back then.
You sure about that?
You check the weather reports?
I mean, there was never heavy snow.
There was volcano ash.
Great point.
Okay, so the river Tiber only froze in 4 years during ancient Rome. 398, 396, 271, and 177, all BC.
Okay, but you probably still had some occasional snow, some flurries. Just didn't get cold enough to freeze the entire river.
Yeah, I mean,
how about that dude in Pompeii? You know, if you go take a tour of Pompeii, they show you all the people that are covered up with ashes and they're frozen in time. There's one guy that's just jacking off. And they take the tour by him and they're like, check this guy out. He was jacking off when the volcano happened. And so he's just frozen in time with his hand on his dick. It's very fun.
Pompeii, low key, huge. It was like Sodom and Gomorrah. There's tons of pornographic ruins in Pompeii.
Yeah, they had like huge orgies back in the day.
Yeah.
If you go to the baths, it was just people fucking everywhere. Like open.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going to go to the bath. People treated going to orgies like they treat shaving. It was like, okay, before work today, I'm going to stop by the bath, fill up my holes. Then they
blow off some steam.
Yeah, then I got an important meeting. But everybody look up that picture of the jacking off guy in Pompeii. It's very funny. Feel bad for him.
It's actually featured. There's a tons of the Pompeii stuff featured in my Tourist Falls and Volcano blog on barstoolsports.com. If you want to check it out, tons of visuals of all the crazy stuff in Pompeii.
All right.
Little plug. I curated a good amount of those photos if you're really looking for them.
That guy was just finishing.
Yeah. He's got like a tissue in one hand.
The thing is, he probably wasn't. He probably was like, there's probably rigor mortis from the burning. He was just like,
It could be that, or it could just be a natural human reaction. If you're getting covered in fire, like protect your balls. Like grab your balls. It's like when somebody's shooting a soccer ball at you. Your hands go down there. Might be the same thing.
The thing is about all those dudes is I think they died of noxious gases before all the dust covered them. Like
the carbon monoxide?
Yeah. Because all the carbon monoxide came out of the volcano. And since carbon monoxide is I might be right, but one of the gases that kills you is denser than air. So when it came out of the volcano, it went on the on the land under the air, and there was like a good like 5 feet or like 7 feet of whatever the toxic gas was that gassed all of them basically. And since that trickled out, it just came in a wave, and there's no air, and they couldn't get out.
Probably a pretty bad way to go out, I would say.
So people were killed initially by falling debris, houses collapsing, and then the city was hit by a particularly gassy pyroclastic surge, which was responsible for the greatest number of fatalities. So if you didn't get hit by boulders and stuff from the blow, you're killed by the gassy pyroclastic surge.
Gastro.
Check that out.
That sounds like somebody puked on you.
Yeah.
Choking on
It's hot
someone else's
gas.
vomit. All right.
Mother Nature's farts.
All right. Well, that does it with our Roman talk for the week. I'm very interested to know if anybody has any insight as to what the crowd looked like. They never did the wave. Never. They're a good sports town. Well, maybe they filled it up with water. Big T, what are you teed off about this week? I know you got something.
I sure do. I don't remember where I saw this. I think it was a TikTok. It was a TikTok. It was your classic Gen X kid. You know what he looks like. Saying, if they had just taught us about how to do taxes in school and this, that, and the other, and shit that mattered instead of what, then maybe like our economy wouldn't be crumbling, and I wouldn't have, just blaming all of his problems on the world. And first of all, if you don't know how to log into TurboTax and put in your information and have them do it for you, you have much bigger problems than what they taught you in school. You probably weren't paying much attention to begin with.
I never thought I'd see Big T taking the side of the IRS.
Well, it's theft, but the point stands
It's theft, but you shouldn't complain about how difficult it is.
No. It's kind of, but like if you can't figure out how to do that, your problems don't end there. Like you probably could have. You weren't the straight A student.
Okay, so I know what you're saying. If you have a standard W-2, taxes should not be that complicated. But if you're a freelancer and you work for yourself, maybe, or if you own your own business,
this guy didn't own a business.
If you're a
I can
TikToker,
promise.
if you're a TikToker and you have all this money being paid out, taxes get complicated when you're not just getting a W-9.
Are you saying this W-2? Are you saying this because the state of West Virginia took all your money?
It's not as easy as you think, Big T. The only people who really know how to do taxes are those not the tax consultants, but what are they called? You do people's taxes and like know all the ins and outs.
Yes, CPAs.
Yeah, CPAs are the only people in America who actually
You don't
know how
have
to
to
do tax.
know the ins and outs of the tax code to
But the
log
thing is,
into TurboTax.
Right, but TurboTax also won't do as much as a CPA will do, and a CPA is literally the only people in the country who actually know how to do taxes and take advantage of everything to make sure.
Well, he had a whole litany of other things that he was complaining about too. That was just the one that stuck out to me. Also, I'm sure this isn't the place everywhere. The state that I went to high school in, you had to take a personal finance class to graduate high school.
Oh, not us. Definitely not us. Tennessee had you like balance a checkbook.
Yeah, you did all sorts of stuff. It was a lot of Dave Ramsey videos. Dave Ramsey scared me for a while. That's why I still don't have a credit card.
I think that's a good idea, though. I do think that school should teach you real applicable stuff. What specific things do you think that school should teach you that they don't?
It's a good question. I don't know. Do you think there are... I mean, I don't think like a public high school is necessarily the place that should like impart wisdom of life upon you. Like,
oh my God, are you kidding me, Big C?
What?
What's the point of education?
Well, like there are things that you need to learn in a school, and there are things that you can and should learn elsewhere. Like, I don't think a public high school is the place that should like teach you
anything.
Philosophy.
You can do that. That's like an educational subject. But Billy, I'm saying you go to school to do things that are to do with school, and then you can learn other things elsewhere. It's not like the end all be all.
What was the point of school? What's the point of school?
to prepare you for the real world?
I mean, I think there was various writings on the origin of what school is to be, and it's to become a better member of society. And I think that was one of the greatest, I think when they were lobbying for universal schooling for children, especially in America, I remember reading about it in England because it was in a horrible history book, but there was so many vagrant children running around who weren't in school, who were on the streets committing crimes, and that they weren't then becoming productive members of society. And like the reason they made sure everyone went to school and developed a public school system was to ensure that people were productive members of society and were able to contribute and function in a society with tools they learned in school.
Well, so then the onus is on you to tell me what things should be taught in school.
I think anything that helps someone become a better functioning member of society. I mean, I think that's actually more of a conservative ideal I think what I'm arguing for is way more Republican, that children should be trying to become productive members of society and fall into conform.
I mean, yeah,
into
I'm not,
society.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying, like, okay, you're taking away time for math. What are you teaching instead?
Well, you're not taking away time from math per se. Like, for example, personal finances and taxes all have math applied to it. And if you do building blocks of math and then end up getting into something that deals with complex math, percentages, returns, deductions, that all involve simple arithmetic, division, percentages. That's, okay. I mean, I don't think that's taking away from math.
That's in school some places. So what's something that's not in school that...
I'm also I'm curious to know how mandatory government education is a conservative idea.
Yeah, public schools shouldn't exist. I'll get that take off right now.
You don't think they should exist at all?
No.
Why?
Well, I don't believe like the federal government should really exist. So
okay, so let's take that out a little bit further. If there's no government-run schools, where do people go to school?
You can have private schools. You can educate your own children.
How do you pay? If you don't have a job that makes you wealthy, how would you pay for your children to go to school?
I don't know.
So if you're poor, your kids are fucked.
Would that come with reduced taxes?
Yeah,
well,
sure.
There should be no taxes.
We'll make the people that are earning $22,000 a year pay like 4% taxes. They still can't afford to send their kids to school. I just don't. You have to have school. I feel like am I the only one that?
No, I'm on.
No, yeah,
like, I don't think that's a big lib take on my part.
No. I don't know that you do.
Big
really.
T, that's a awful take.
Kids should go to school. Put that on a quote card. PFT says kids should go to school, and then Big T says fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
like,
I mean,
school sucks.
writing,
Don't get me wrong, kids. Like I fucking hate school. It sucks. It's not fun. But
have
you should
guys
go.
ever thought,
You need sometimes things aren't fun. Like
Yeah.
you got to do things.
you know what's crazy? Isn't it crazy that words, letters, writing is just, you see symbols and it causes you to hallucinate sounds and images in your head?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
hold
we're
on.
talking.
Let's get into it. Mad Dog.
But just
got
think
your
about
mind
reading.
blown. Yeah, no, that's exactly what reading. If you like look at Chinese characters and they are little pieces of art, but those tiny little pieces of art mean words to them that they then hear in their brain and then they verbalize.
I don't think we should let Big T off that easy by getting onto the hallucinogenics that are words. I think we should stay on this for a second.
I think in this case, this is one of those instances where I think even Big T knows that he's full of shit. Where school
What do you
should
mean?
exist.
Public
You're
school shouldn't
smiling.
exist.
Well, then how do
But what
kids
about
go to
poor
school?
people?
Educate your own children.
Well, okay, so
sometimes-
all right,
But you have to work.
so let's go with that. So Big T, let's say that a family is not able to afford to send their kids to school, so they stay at home every weekday and they teach their kids. Now they have even less money, so now they can't feed their kids.
Well,
now they're gonna have the smartest kid in the world that doesn't have any rice.
That dies of starvation.
They have more
Yeah.
money because they're not paying taxes. I don't know. I haven't fleshed this
all right,
out
so they've
fully.
got 2%
This is
more
just
money
dumb.
of their
I'm
$22,000. So they've got they've got an
so
extra
Big T-
like $700 a year.
No, Big T, you know what's going to happen? Child labor is going to come back. That's what happens. It's child labor.
Yeah.
That's what
Honestly.
happens. when children
That's
don't go to
fine.
school, their parents who cannot afford to send them to school end up.
I don't
putting
think
them
we
working.
should prohibit any group of people in this country who wants to work from working.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what
Oh
about
my god. You're just
what about police stations, Big T? Should they not exist?
There should be that wouldn't be covered by the role of government should be to protect its people. So yeah, the military and police should exist.
Fire departments?
Yeah, that's protecting people.
That's fine, but then making sure that kids learn things, that's not protecting its
I don't
people.
think that falls under the purview of the government.
Wouldn't you
What
say
the
that
fuck?
it's better to have an educated population than a completely uneducated population?
Yes, but that doesn't mean
school.
that you should have to pay for
You
it.
just want hordes of dumb poor people.
no,
running
that's not
around.
what
That's
I want.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying.
That's not what I
Literally
want.
exactly what you're saying.
I think you need to consider the ramifications of not educating poor people.
Why is an educated population good? A population that is better educated has less unemployment, reduced dependence on public assistance programs, and greater tax revenue.
Well, that's proven to be completely false.
What?
No, it's not.
It's Big T. The more educated you are, the less likely you are to need assistance.
Yeah, on an individual basis, but on the whole, that's
Also-
that doesn't.
Also, the
pan
more
out.
educated you are, the less likely you are to have unwanted children that then will grow up to be poor and uneducated because there are no schools for them. Then they'll have a million kids. You realize
They have
that,
nothing
like,
else.
what you're describing right now is the very difference between developing countries and
And
developed
third world.
countries.
You're not wrong.
I know, because school
I
has
just-
a lot to do with. Listen, I don't want to be in the place of defending school, because school was. I didn't like school. I just did
Big
enough
T,
to get a diploma.
No new taxes.
But you see the benefit
Big
of
T.
school.
How could you have high school football and then college
Good
football
point. Good point.
and
Billy.
then pro football if school didn't
The
exist?
NFL would suck.
Well, public school wouldn't exist. There would still be plenty of schools.
Would poor people get like a voucher to go to private schools in your
From who? The government?
like
No.
the city government, like the local government?
So in Big T,
I don't know. You could maybe.
in
Like
Big
that's what
T's
happens
mind,
in Ohio.
like the private schools would have like official donors that would serve as talent scouts that would go to super poor communities and be like, this kid is fast, so I will pay for him to get an education at my school because he's so fast. And then
You are
and then-
literally describing how collegiate athletics work.
I know in a way that I am, but at the same time, there's still a certain base level of education that you get for free up to 12th grade. And then if you want to go to college, then a lot of that dynamic does come into play where they're like, okay, we're going to give this person an opportunity because they're athletically gifted. And the guys that aren't or the girls that aren't, well, tough shit for you. You're not going to be able to afford to go to college.
PFT is just having the college recruiting process start in kindergarten,
Yeah, that's what Big T is advocating for.
and you're just
And I'm saying I
That's
think
like-
I think 6-year-olds should learn how to read.
hot take from PFT today.
I think that
It's going to be like,
yeah, it's a good thing for society if 90% plus of our population understands how to read.
it's like Frank
I didn't say get rid of
Costello from
school.
The Departed.
No, but you do understand that means getting rid of school for a large majority of the United States.
We could maybe work something out, like you said.
Like
Like
a
it
voucher
doesn't
system. Oh my
have
God.
to be
You know what's going to happen?
prohibitively expensive to go to a private school, but school shouldn't be run by the government as well.
So how do
No,
we
you know
how
what's
do we
gonna
keep it from
happen?
being prohibitively expensive, Big T?
I don't know. I'm not in the government.
Oh my god.
But Big
This
T,
is just
you know
an-
what's going to happen?
I'm an idea guy.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to have like mixed school, McDonald's school, and
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's is going to just start training children to
Or, like,
work in
Amazon
McDonald's.
school.
And yeah, Amazon school, and these kids are just going to get educated by corporations who are going to be like, we could. Have
Well,
a
luckily
seriously
those
exploitable-
corporations aren't influencing the government at all right now, who's currently educating the children.
I don't think Jeff Bezos is like forcing kids to learn how great Amazon is.
Yeah, they're not like using.
You don't
AWS.
think they're developing contracts with school districts to put Amazon tablets and shit in schools so that kids grow up seeing the Amazon logo everywhere?
No, I think that's definitely there's some truth to that for sure. Like you get contracts with local governments and then your brand expands. I think that's definitely true, but that's also very different than having Jeff Bezos
Dictate the school
run
curriculum.
schools and he's just training his drone army of children
Yeah, but
to
that's
grow
not
up to
what
learn
would
how
happen.
to use a forklift for his warehouses.
That's not what would happen.
But I mean, I feel like Amazon's more chasing government contract money with putting their stuff in schools.
I like the idea of mixed school though.
Mixed
Sounds
school,
like a
it's
great
literally-
school.
It's just Ronald McDonald being like, "Hey kids,
You know,
this is how you make a hamburger."
there is a place called Hamburger University. It's in Chicago, and I think it's also it's international now. So I'm pretty sure there's one in Tokyo, might be one in London. There was one in Moscow. They shut down the one in Moscow after the war started, unfortunately. But Hamburger University, you have to work for McDonald's, I think, and then you apply to get into Hamburger University. And if they let you in, it's like a leadership training thing, and you're almost guaranteed to be a very successful franchise owner for McDonald's and like move up in the corporate structure if you attend and graduate from Hamburger University. And here's a fun fact about Hamburger U: their acceptance rate is more exclusive than Harvard.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
What?
it's harder to get into Hamburg University than it is to get into Harvard. Check it out.
That might be inflated. Like they make every manager Hamburger University.
It's less than 1% of applicants.
1%. Holy.
Less than 1% get in.
Oh my God. That was only at Shanghai's Hamburger University.
I would love to go to Hamburger University just for a day. Just let me audit a class at Hamburger U.
Do you think they let you sit in?
Yeah, I want to sit on the secret sauce class. Like here's how you pipe up a Big Mac.
Well, there's a guy on TikTok now who's like showing how to make it. He used to work at McDonald's.
Oh, he's spilling the sauce?
He's spilling the sauce.
What is it? I feel like it's Thousand Island dressing with a little bit extra mayo.
I didn't watch the video exactly, but there's a guy who was like their executive chef or whatever. He's spilling the beans.
Wow. He's going to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Or get killed.
Hmm.
Ronald's going to choke him out. That'd be a great true crime episode.
Listen, y'all are shitting on me. There's some think pieces on this
On Eliminate Schools,
from the Atlantic. Notably,
The Atlantic also has conservative writers.
not many.
Not many.
Is that Jamel Hill?
Yeah.
No, that's Athletic.
No.
No, she's
She
the
works for
Atlantic.
the Atlantic.
Oh yeah, I always get them confused.
I don't know. I'm just fleshing some things out.
You can find a think piece about anything online. Anything. There are no new thoughts. I'm trying to think of what the last new thought somebody has ever expressed was.
Are words hallucinations?
Yeah, that was a new thought. All right, so back into that.
Yeah, go back to-
wait. Maybe you guys hate poor people. Public school increases the cost of housing. Cities create zoning restrictions to prevent low-cost housing in order to ensure no one can pay less in property taxes than the cost of their children's education. This exacerbates housing shortages and prevents innovation like tiny homes that could allow lower-cost housing.
So
Maybe
you're
you
in
hate
favor.
poor
You're in
people.
favor of tiny homes.
I have no idea.
I'm in favor of the rent being too damn high. And that's what I'm in
It
favor
is
of.
too damn
It is.
high.
It is too damn high right now. So yeah, maybe I'm the bad guy for thinking that poor kids should learn how to do math.
Another common Big T win.
Yeah. Damn,
Hate to see it.
I've been outflanked by Big T once again.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
I do. I very much do. So that was teed off. Big T's teed off about kids. Also, they get free lunch at school. That's important. A lot of these kids don't get meals otherwise.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Did you guys ever have milk bags?
No.
Oh, I've
What
seen
is
that.
Yeah, for a hot second, they tried to convince us that we should be drinking our milk out of bags. So it's been a thing up in Canada for a long time.
And Mexico.
They tried to introduce it to the United States back in, I'd say, 95, 96, sometime around there. And it's these little pouches, these little plastic pouches of milk. And they shipped them to our schools, and they made us watch instructional videos on how to drink milk out of the bag.
Milk bags is just another term for tits.
Yeah, it is.
No,
They felt like tits.
Yeah.
you know, they look like Elon Musk with his shirt off.
Yeah.
That picture's insane.
So you have to hold up this pouch of milk, and you like put pressure on it so the plastic wrapping gets real tight, and then you take a pointy straw and you just jam it through real quick. And they told us in the instructional video, whatever you do, don't blow them up with air after you're done drinking, and then pop them. And we're like, okay, well, obviously we're going to do that.
Yep.
Thank you for the good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And we had them for, I don't know, maybe like a month. And then the schools just gave up. They're like, these suck. Kids are just spilling milk everywhere. This is a bad idea. We're not at the high level of hand-eye coordination that the Canadians are. So they sent us back to the cartons.
Milk spills were tough in middle school because you would get like the brown paper that they would use to clean up, and it wouldn't do anything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The bathroom toilet paper.
Didn't do it. Yeah,
Awful.
Not the
Provided
least
by the
absorbent
government.
material.
It's government paper.
Yeah.
It is. They buy the cheapest shit.
So you think it'd be better if it was just all private, and some kids would have no paper, and then other kids would have just like silk handkerchiefs.
I don't think schools would go away.
No one's saying that. We're saying that people who can't access private education would no longer be able
Private
to.
education would look drastically different.
Right. So are you saying like corporations would pop up that would start like
no, I'm
free
saying
schools?
people with all this money they now have that they aren't spending in taxes could educate their children more effectively and in a way that they see fit.
I don't think you're understanding how much less money they'd have. Like,
Well, it's not just individuals. Like, everyone would pay less in taxes.
Yeah, you pay
Like
less.
No.
church.
Wouldn't that
Like a
cause?
church.
Wouldn't that cause inflation, Big T?
That's Catholic school, Billy.
If everybody
Yeah.
has more money at the same time.
we have inflation now. Who cares?
I'm just
it's
saying,
like 15%.
You're having some very pro Brandon like takes today.
No. I don't know. I'm anti-government.
You're just thinking out loud.
I don't think public schools shouldn't exist is more egregious than the federal government shouldn't exist.
What about a library? You think libraries should exist?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
What-
God.
Why have people gotten like anti-library recently? It's just a collection of books. Like
Yo, what's so bad about a library?
you read it and
I
then
used to
you
love the
and then
Pay
you
for my
learn new
tax
stuff.
dollars.
The internet's
The
paid for by
library-
tax dollars in a way too.
How do you
The
figure?
library
It was
is where I
subsidized by Al
discovered-
Gore.
Okay.
I mean, the United States government did have a lot to do with the creation of the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure something that
subsi-
massive, the U.S. government would insert themselves into
Well,
it.
by subsidizing the research and development that goes into it. That part's not a lie. It's not Al Gore being like, I invented the internet. That's
right,
obviously
but
Al
now
Gore.
it's not like, there's no tax dollars in the.
Have you ever had a
preservation of the
conversation with a
internet.
library or with a librarian?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
They're
no.
just like nerds.
I'm sure they're great
They're
people.
harmless, kind nerds. For
I
the
didn't
most
say I
part.
hate anyone who works in a library.
They're all about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
And that's their true passion.
Yeah, they care about having books, and then they care about letting other people read their books.
That's
They're
awesome.
generally good people. I don't know why
They were
why
the
libraries
original
get bad.
admins. The librarians are the
the
original
libraries.
admins.
Yeah, it's like a giant chat room.
I've spent way too much time. So the library was the first place I discovered the internet. That was
Wow.
that was when my brain just got like opened my brain and just dump information into my brain, and that was when I discovered the library.
I was like,
I was
like the Beatles smoking weed for the first time. Billy walked into a library. Everything.
I
changed.
had my New York Public Library card with the lion on it, and I went in. I could get unlimited internet access, so I could tell my parents who limited my screen time, like, "Yo, I'm going to the library after school. You can pick me up late. I'll be in the library." In that library, reading and on the internet, just Googling the craziest shit.
Yeah, I love that.
And
I love that. Your parents are probably so proud of you. They're like, our Billy is a real bookworm. And Billy's just like on DuckDuckGo typing in boobs.
I believe his mom did tell us that he loved books as a kid.
Yeah.
yeah, I love books.
So she thought.
Right.
Yeah, you just love
I
the
was-
library.
I was just Googling who would win,
Billy-
hippo or elephant.
Billy's playing that, like-
Still haven't found.
Billy's playing that intergalactic pinball game that came on every single Windows computer. It's like, Billy, you really had a
No.
great day of reading today. I'm very happy for you.
The library created Billy.
Yeah.
I had the best games on the internet were on Miniclip, and I recently just like stumbled upon the Miniclip logo and it just hit me with so much nostalgia, like Commando, Club Penguin, On the Run,
Snowline.
all those Flash player games that were just wiped from the internet. I think that's a deep state. They wanted people to be more productive at work, so they got rid of all the Flash player games.
Do those not exist anymore?
Nope.
I
you
can't play Snowline right now. Is that
Yeah,
was it
you can't-
Snowline or Santa Line? Something like that.
Yeah, Santa Line. Like if you look up, like On the Run was one of the best Flash player games ever. FFX Runner on Addicting Games is the same game.
Oh no, fake
but those
news. I
Flash
got it.
games- Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
A lot of the Flash games, the original ones, aren't around. Can you play it on a Mac?
There's an ad going right now, but I think it should come up in a second.
It might not. It might be like this isn't supported anymore.
Addicting Games was a great place to kill time, though. I used to go there during class in high school. I used to play jet slalom. The game
we're
kicked
in.
ass. All right, Big T, let me know how that game goes for you.
Will do.
I used to go to the library and I would go to like the comic book section, but not comic books. It was a collection of comic strips in a book. So I would get all the Bloom County and Outland with Opus the Penguin. I would read all those. I'd read Calvin and Hobbes, The Far Side. So I would just go to the library to just read comic strips all day. What are you watching, Billy? What was that sound? Yeah, it was something Billy should not have been pulling. Billy, what was that?
I just pulled up Achilles, the video game. I'll send it to you guys, but its entry music's very loud.
Okay. All right. Teed Off was brought to you by eBay. eBay is changing the game once again for buying and selling sneakers online, from rare dead stock to the latest release, or even carefully loved pre-owned kicks. I got a pair of Air Max 270s on right now. It was my last pair of shoes that I bought. I liked them so much, I got another pair. When you buy with eBay's authenticity guarantee, you can rest easy knowing that everything, including the box they came in, is 100% legit. Avery, what's your favorite pair of sneakers?
My favorite pair of sneakers are the Air Force One. Super simple, and they just play everywhere. You can wear them with anything. Just nice and clean. And I'll get mine on eBay.
Mm-hmm. It's a great place to shop because you can trust that they are 100% legitimate. And with millions of sellers across the globe, the drops never stop. eBay sneakers, authenticity guaranteed. Check them out. That was Teed Off, featuring Big T. Fuck school.
Yeah, we want to
kids.
get this thing sponsored, but I don't know if we can with with these Teed Off takes.
No, I think, listen, controversy sells, man.
All right, let's do it.
If you want teed off, I'll give you teed off.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't ever hold back, Big T.
You know I won't, okay?
Before we get into sharks, there's big controversy going on in the world of sports I want to discuss with you guys.
Let's hear it.
Because I know that you all are of the generation that watched Harry Potter, read the books. I have not. Huge breaking news in the Quidditch community.
Oh, I know this.
So the International Quidditch Association is planning on changing their name, and U.S. Quidditch and Major League Quidditch have both announced their name changes to U.S. Quad Ball and Major League Quad Ball to combat J.K. Rowling's anti-trans rhetoric.
Tell them I thank them for their service.
So just to be clear, it's a sport played by wizards on broomsticks that exists entirely inside J.K. Rowling's mind, but they want to distance themselves from J.K. Rowling.
Got to.
So it's no longer called Quidditch. The fake sport has rebranded.
So they're basically taking it away from like the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
So, but she created it, didn't she?
Yes, it came from her brain. The same brain that has the takes that are so allegedly problematic that they can no longer be associated with her brain. They're going to continue playing the sport
that she created
in a fake world about wizards and goblets.
I think they should change some rules too if they're gonna.
I agree.
That's plagiarism.
Got to get rid of the brooms. I think if you're going to change it, if you're real serious about distancing yourself from J.K. Rowling, you got to say no more brooms.
Yeah.
No more brooms. Not even a pole. You're just playing on 2 feet now.
Also, I think you got to get rid of the Q name. I think the quad to Quidditch, too close.
Yeah, it is too close.
This is just one of those. It's just it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I find it stunning and brave.
I saw the University of Texas Quidditch team one time getting on a plane. We were flying back on the same airplane as, I don't know, a bunch of people that were going to Austin from some Quidditch tournament. It was like the NCAA tournament of Quidditch, and they had their brooms on the plane. And they were like stashing their brooms in the overhead compartment. They were the least athletic sports team that I've ever seen in my life. And they were in the finals. They were like one of the best teams in the country. They were nationally ranked. And they looked like a robotics team. No disrespect to robotics teams, but I feel like they would even admit that probably not the most athletic group of people, by and large. But yeah, Quidditch is no longer... We're not going to say the Q word on this show anymore. It's quad ball. Sorry. Okay, let's take a bite out of the real topic of today's show.
Hang on. I know Arian's not here. We're not going to do Deborah Burke saying the vaccines. They knew that they sucked.
Oh, well, this is news to me.
Oh, she said that she knew the vaccines would not prevent infection, but that they said it anyway.
Okay, so now we're believing Deborah Burks.
Well, I mean, generally a retraction, you believe more than the lie previous. Well, her retraction is also backed by facts.
All right, so what was her direct quote? Because I haven't seen this at all.
1 second. Quote, I knew these vaccines were not going to protect against infection, and I think we overplayed the vaccines, and it made people then worry that it's not going to protect against severe disease and hospitalization.
Okay.
It will, she continued, but let's be clear, 50% of the people who died from the Omicron surge were all older and vaccinated.
Okay. So 50% of the people that died from Omicron were older and vaccinated?
That's what she said.
So that means that 50% of those who died were unvaccinated, which means I don't really see a problem with having calling it a vaccine and knowing that it protects you against severe illness, especially if you're old, because it does. It's like a preventative thing that you can get that has been shown to clearly help you survive if you do catch this.
But as we've said time and time again, they said you won't get it.
Did anybody actually ever say that you won't get it?
Yes, many times.
The loopholes that they had.
Because I never thought that it would prevent me from getting it entirely.
Well, they changed it shortly thereafter when they realized how wrong that was.
Breakthrough.
They changed the definition on Webster's of what a vaccine was. It literally, like, this is one of those things that was just bonkers.
So I recall always thinking that there are breakthrough cases.
Well, see, remember at first it was breakthrough, like, wow, this isn't going to happen. It's a breakthrough infection, like they were vaccinated. And then it became, well, it's not going to protect you from getting it.
Okay, so the only other thing that I'll push back on, because I agree wholeheartedly that our public health officials did not do a good job handling any of this whatsoever. But by the science, wasn't there that first vaccine that was created to prevent the first strand of COVID that we all dealt with in like 2020. So you can't make a vaccine to protect against something that's just now coming out. So when and Omicron. So I think in the initial strand of Delta, I feel like the vaccine was more effective against that than it was in each subsequent wave, because the disease and the virus changes.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
You have to make a new vaccine.
I don't know that I'd say it was tremendously effective to begin with, but yeah, sure. I mean, when it mutates, it's different.
I think it was tremendously effective in preventing you from dying. Maybe not spreading it, maybe not from getting the disease.
I'm not sure if it was. I believe Burke said that she thinks a lot of the death numbers were also inflated by as much as 25%, which the Washington Post has also reported.
Okay, so we're trusting Deborah Burks and the Washington Post.
Again, you can't have it both ways. You can't say this is the science, and then when they're like, oh, actually, we were lying, you can't say, oh, you trust them now?
Yeah, so I think when it comes to them lying about it, I think that they definitely, like she said, overplayed their hand and did not really discuss the possibility of a lot of breakthrough infections happening and being like, yo, this is not going to be 100% coverage. But they definitely chose to say this is the magic wand that we have right now.
I want to see everyone who invested in one of these biotech companies like Pfizer, like all of the public officials who have stakes in those companies before and after all of this happened. And I think it's going to make people very angry.
She also said,
breaking news, the government is in bed with Big Pharma. Like I think everybody knows that.
I know, but how can one sort of in their mind equate that sort of thinking to it being like a thought? Like, the opioid crisis happened. We found out how terrible, like how profit oriented Big Pharma was. And then we just, in the same level, just big sweeping push, like just all, we're just trying to, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that's been paying attention for the last 50 years knows that big pharma is not an industry that is necessarily known for looking out for the best interests of the people.
So like no skepticism?
No, there's definitely skepticism there. But at the same time, polio. They've solved polio.
Polio is a real vaccine.
Yeah, I know it's a different vaccine. I know it's a different
it's
type.
a real one.
I know
it's a real one.
I know it's different in how it's constructed, but it's still, that's big pharma that solved that. So they've done some shitty stuff. They've done some stuff that helped as well.
Yeah, but that was like way back when.
Yeah.
That was before. I mean, the thing is, like, the fact, basically, for lack of a better term, these mRNA vaccines were symptom alleviators.
Yeah.
That, like, it's just, I'm not going to go. It's like, honestly, it's like in the past, I feel like it was like going into Iraq and now we know what we know now. And it's like, oh, well, we shouldn't have done that.
But you said symptom alleviator, so they've probably saved a shitload of lives from people getting the vaccines. I'll put it this way. Listen, I don't trust the government, believe it or not. I don't trust big pharmacy companies, but I would be very nervous on a personal level to go hang out with my parents, who are both elderly, if I didn't have, or if I knew that they didn't have the vaccine, right? Is that fair to say? Like, it's good. It's good for older people, especially, to be vaccinated so they don't fucking die when they get it. Right? Symptom alleviator is good, right? If you're 70 plus years old with health issues, would you rather get COVID and have
you're taking a very small percentage who everyone said, like, yeah, if you're old, you should get the vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're talking about when they said everyone has to get it because this will prevent you from getting COVID.
Right. I think that was
reproducing.
That ended up being a definite lie.
Oh, no. She said they weren't lying. They were, quote, hoping.
They were hoping. Okay.
Yeah, they weren't lying.
Let's make sure all the reproducing age humans on Earth get vaccinated, who are probably totally fine, and the children.
Well,
definitely don't need it.
Not everyone's totally fine. There's still thousands. Like, statistically, if I get COVID, I'm probably going to be fine. But also, there's a small chance that I'm not. So that's actually, you can't like completely discount the fact that some young, more able-bodied people are going to die. And yeah, I don't think they handled it well at all. I really don't. But at the same time, I'm glad that we have it because my parents aren't dead. I think a lot of people would probably agree with that sentiment. All right. Anyways, that's Vax talk with Billy Football. So now this.
Well, I mean, Big T race
and Big T.
I just thought we should touch on what Deborah Burks commented.
Do you agree that the vaccine has made a lot of people's lives a lot better?
The COVID vaccine?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, the fact that they're still alive because of it.
Yes, there is a very small percentage of the population.
I don't think it's that small. Like, boomers.
I don't think there was a tipping point. I don't think there was that much of a tipping point between those who survived and those who didn't with the vaccine.
Yeah, it absolutely reduced your rate of dying. Yes.
But look at the now new statistics. Have you seen them?
Yeah, old people their lives were being saved left and right because they had this vaccine. It helped.
But was there?
Yeah, sure. A lot of them did die. Yes, that's true. But if you look at the breakdown between who died with the vaccine and the percentage of people that didn't have the vaccine that died, the percentage of people that didn't have the vaccine that died is way, way outsized. It is massive compared to the people that did have it.
Okay, so what percentage of the U.S. population is above like 50 years old?
Above 50. That's a good question.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I'm going to guess 30%.
Okay,
25 to 30%.
So let's call it 30%. So then what about the other 70?
30% of 300 million is still a lot.
But we can play that game all day long.
It's 90 million people.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that live here.
Okay, so
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Have more people died from getting the vaccine than have been prevented from dying?
That's not a real argument.
No, but
we're talking about its efficacy, not did people die from it.
I'm trying to understand what your point is.
The point is that the vaccines didn't, for most of the population, didn't really do anything. They were touted as, this will stop COVID. This will end it. You will not get it. You can't. And even if you do get it on a very small chance, you won't pass it on to anyone else. That's been proven flagrantly untrue. The small percentage of people that did need to get it and should have, we agree. Like, yeah, if you were old, you should get the COVID vaccine. What I'm talking about is the government touting that this was the end all be all, you must get it, in many places trying to actually mandate that. And it turns out, well, they knew in the beginning that it wasn't really doing anything. They said all that anyway. And then now they're like, yeah, well, no harm, no foul. We just lied and it wasn't that big a deal.
I think they were hoping for the most part. They said a lot of things that
hope is not a strategy.
I agree, but they said a lot of things that they were hoping would come true with the vaccine that did not come true. I mean, they were going through the entire thing at the same time as we were. Having hindsight when it comes to a brand new disease is always going to be awesome.
But that's what people said in the beginning. They're like, we don't know anything about this. The smallest time frame that a legitimate vaccine has been developed for a novel virus is 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, if you're coming up with, if you say you're going to have a vaccine in the next 6 months, like, who knows what that's even going to entail?
Yeah, listen, right when we talked to Dr. Fauci right when this whole thing was happening, and he said that exact thing. He's like, yeah, if we really go warp speed on it, then it's going to be, a couple years. And Trump got it out there really fast, and Trump should have he started to take a lot of credit for it, but he should have taken more credit because, like, I think it's a medical miracle that they were able to come out with a vaccine that quickly because they had all the government's focus on it. And it did save millions of lives, potentially. Maybe not millions, but definitely hundreds of thousands of American lives were saved by it, by having old people have access to that shot, which ended up, it's new technology. It's not really a vaccine the way that we think about it, but as a symptom alleviator, I think it was a net positive, definitely.
We don't disagree that old people should get it.
Okay.
I'm talking about everyone else, which is the overwhelming majority of the country.
Okay.
Hey guys, you know what? Honestly, the conversation is like, it's over.
They're trying to bring it back, brother. They're trying to find a mask new way mandates and everything.
They're going to find a new way to trick us into consuming something else that's going to have a adverse impact that we might not see yet, or
Billy, I've got bad news for you about milk.
Yeah, but there's going to be something else.
And corn syrup.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a ton of stuff out there.
Let me ask you this.
Also, smallpox. We got rid of smallpox, too, with the vaccine.
That's a real vaccine.
Nobody
developed
here is
by dead vaccine DNA. Like, you know how they used to inoculate people for smallpox?
Yeah.
They used to take pus from smallpox people and put it into cuts of other people.
Yeah, so
and that was...
Now aren't they coming out with a vaccine that's actually a real vaccine and not the mRNA thing?
Yeah, I think Novavax.
Yeah, so it's different. It's a more traditional one that's coming out now.
Do you think it is at all?
I don't look down, by the way, on people that choose not to get it. We work with a couple people that haven't gotten it. Like, that's whatever. It's your decision.
Well, so that was.
I think it is dangerous to say that it doesn't work and that you can pull up statistics from a website that anybody can log into and write their own adverse reactions to it. That's not medically sound whatsoever. And then making it seem like it's dangerous to get the shot for people that really do need it.
I didn't do that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, those are the people that I have problems with. I don't mind if you choose not to get it. That's your choice.
Here's my final question on it as a fellow vaccinated person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it is at all, even a tiny little bit, a dangerous precedent to set that the government came out, said information that it appears they may have known to been false? At the very least, they were dubious of it and were like, we hope this works.
Mm-hmm.
And got a large percentage of the population to do what they said. And not only that, to turn around and vilify people who said, you know what, I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to do that. And that they now have a case study that they can use the media and the population to do kind of anything they want. Do you think there's 1% of that could be bad?
I think it's a little bit dangerous. Yeah, I do. Because they essentially said, we're going through an unprecedented time right now. Everybody's very scared. They're in a position where they're like sucking at our teeth, trying to get a little bit of good news just to have somebody tell you it's all over, right? So for a year, we were like, I want this fucking thing to be over so we can get back to real life. And so we were desperate for any good news. And then they had a few studies that said, this looks promising. And then they said, okay, everybody get this so that we can get the fuck out of the situation that we're in. I think a lot of people were desperately hoping that it would become a magic wand. And a lot of people attached part of their personalities to like believing in the vaccine.
A lot of their personalities.
It was their personality to believe in it. And there are good things that happen with the vaccine. There are some not good things that happen with the vaccine. That's just the case. I think by and large it was definitely net positive. But the people that made their entire personalities rooting for it, it did show that they are easily manipulated into thinking everything is going to be fine. And by just having somebody tell them everything's fine now, and by playing sides and making the vaccine into like this big partisan football that they were kicking back and forth, it became like it became another player on the team that they're rooting for. You know? Like that's how politics is in America right now. It's like you're either rooting for a Republican team or a Democratic team, and then you've got a bunch of different players on the team. And like Trump was the quarterback of the Republican team, and it's like that's our guy. The vaccines was like that was a speedy wide receiver on the Democratic team. That's what it became. That's what the debate came at a certain point, and it should have never been like that, but that's what it was. So I do think we have common ground that just because a large amount of people think that something is going to be a magic cure-all, a lot of times that's just them having happy ears and wanting somebody to tell them you're doing a great job, everything will be okay because you're a good person.
Okay, then we largely agree on that.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
but also I think a large percentage of the country, we're not fucking idiots, and we see that our parents are getting their lives saved because they have access to this, which they didn't have before. And so that's a good thing that we can all agree on.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't disagree that old people should have gotten the vaccine.
Yeah, they're not all...
Whether it worked or, well, I don't want to say whether it worked or not, but
It didn't work for everybody. It did, but it worked for a lot of people.
It was worth, if you are an old person, it was definitely worth it for you to get it.
Yes, agreed. And Billy agrees.
Yeah.
Billy's like, just inject me with CRISPR technology. Give me the frog DNA. That's sweet, but just not anything that a drug company made up. Billy's getting radicalized overseas right now. Billy's joining the Parliamentary Revolutionary Guard in Andorra to protect the two princes. He's going to come back. Billy, what are the chances? Be honest. What are the chances that you just take a train over to Ukraine?
Well, it would be a bus. There's no train running there. There's by the way, I don't know. I'm sort of basically I found the cheapest transatlantic flight about 2 months ago, and I have somewhere to be on Saturday, but I've got a bus pass, so I could go anywhere.
Where do you have to be on Saturday? Why are you being so weird and cagey? Well,
Saturday is where I'm leaving. So I won't be in Andorra by the time this thing airs.
You're getting out of town?
I got a bus pass.
Are you going to the Ukraine? That's my question.
I could.
Okay.
I don't know.
How many countries are you going to total?
It depends. It might be 5 or maybe even 6.
All right. Spain, Andorra, definitely going to have to go through France. Italy would be my guess. Possibly Switzerland. Possibly Germany. And then maybe Croatia. How close am I?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. I know Billy's brain. All right. Let's talk fucking sharks, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get into some fucking sharks. Shark fact. Shark fact number 1. Sharks don't have skeletons. They've got cartilage. So they don't have bones.
They don't got bones.
Their teeth are bones.
They got boners.
They do. Don't they have 2 dicks?
Yeah.
Sharks have 2 penises. How about that?
Actually, yeah. I guess are teeth in the jaws not bones?
No, their teeth are bones.
Yeah, but shark jaws are not bones?
Parts of their jaws are, but most of it's cartilage. That's why when I think of a shark, what's the greatest of all time shark?
Yeah.
I think Megalodon. However,
yeah.
You want to go off on Megalodon real quick, Billy? Because I know you know.
Megalodon, big ass shark.
Big ass shark, but it might not have been everything that we say that it is. Because you can't find a Megalodon skeleton because think about a fish. This will trip you out. When a fish dies, it's in the water, and it starts to decompose in the water. It gets eaten. The currents, the tides push it around. It goes down to the bottom of the sea. There's a lot of movement going on down there. It's almost impossible to find a fish fossil, and especially if they're cartilage, which tends to decay. So really all they have is megalodon teeth that they can prove megalodon's existence. And a lot of the different...
And jaws.
Yeah, a lot of the jaws that they put together, there's been a lot of dispute in the scientific community whether or not that's a legit megalodon.
So I've heard this argument, and the thing is there's the whale shark. Now, the whale shark is a very large shark, the largest fish in the world. And there is a theory that the megalodon may have been some sort of whale shark variant, and that's why it was so large. The thing is, whale shark don't have the same type of teeth that megalodon was sporting. Megalodon's teeth was very reminiscent of great white's teeth, bull sharks, and predatory sharks. So that's where they take all these assertions with the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't a filter feeder like whale shark or whales in general. So it was a large shark. It must have been hunting whales and other types of large animals in the ocean. But crazy thing with Megalodon is that there was that fake documentary on Megalodon. Did you guys ever watch this? This was around when fake news was really starting. Remember I was talking about the mermaid documentary?
Yep.
Well, they made another one, Megalodon. Really great watch. Definitely check it out if you haven't. It was a fake documentary on basically, like, imagine you were watching a, Shark Week show, and then the Shark Week show ended up like there was a Megalodon. And it was one of the most fascinating documentaries, but it's caused a huge ruckus because, like, that was when the Discovery Channel and Animal Planet started, like, basically posting fake news. They saw that all the cryptids and stuff was getting more traction.
Yeah.
So they just started making shit up.
Yeah, that was fucked up that they did that. Just like when they had Michael Phelps swim against the shark.
That was bullshit.
And then it was a CGI shark.
That was such bullshit.
I canceled my subscription to television when I saw that. I said TV has let me down. That's such bullshit. I didn't like it one bit. And Shark Week used to be so cool when we were kids. It was like the coolest week of the year. And at that point, that's the boy that cried wolf.
The thing about Shark Week is, though, it was always the week before the week of going back to school. So it was always kind of a bad reminder.
Yeah, it was the last hurrah of the summer. Let's go around real quick and get, who was that just opened the door? Let's go around the room real quick. What are the top sharks out there?
I mean,
Like species of sharks or specific
what are your
shark?
favorite sharks? Like the best sharks?
Great white's off the table.
Great white is 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm then going from there to tiger shark.
well, hang on. Let's not let this guy take every shark.
Okay, so are we coming up with just Billy's shark list, or are we coming up with the Macrodosing?
I don't know. I thought we were going around.
I thought it was
Everybody
like an
was given a
everyone
shark.
thing.
Okay.
But no, I guess we want to just let Billy do every shark.
Sorry, like, I already have.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You love sharks. We let him run with it. I just thought everybody was going to get to name a shark.
Shark draft, top 3, each of us.
I don't know that there's enough sharks for that. I was going to give one shark.
There's definitely enough sharks for
What's
that.
your shark?
Everybody gets 2 sharks.
I just want
2.
all I care about is getting. I just wanted the hammerhead shark.
You have an NBA Jam roster of sharks.
that's
everybody
good.
on this everybody on this podcast does. So
Hammerhead
wait,
sharks.
Billy, stop just naming
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're
Hold
doing a
on.
fucking draft here.
I know, but I have something to say about hammerhead sharks.
Okay, well then you can say
Hold it.
in due time.
Okay.
We got to figure out draft order now. Mad Dog, what's the draft order?
Can I just choose anything?
Yeah. No, it's got to go in a circle around the room though.
Okay.
So we can keep track.
Start with PFT,
Yes.
goes clockwise.
Nice, Mad Dog. All right, I'm taking great white shark number 1. Good pick. Great white shark. They have unlimited teeth. How about that? They've just got like a revolving door of teeth because they lose so many of them that there's a new one. 50,000 teeth.
50,000 in a lifetime. They probably go through estimated.
That's crazy. And their teeth are so sharp, they're serrated. So on the side of the tooth, if you just rub your finger up and down a great white shark's tooth, it'll just cut you. It'll slice you right open.
It's like the shark tooth necklaces. I always had that.
Yeah, shark tooth neck. Those are badass. Great white shark.
Megalodon.
Great white shark, number one. Easy number one pick. Big T, you're up.
Well, now you've stuck me with a hell of a dilemma because I want hammerhead shark, but I also know that Billy, because he blew his load too early, wants tiger shark.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dude, I got another shark.
He's got sharks on there.
I've got a couple other sharks too.
I guess since Billy probably does have enough sharks that me taking his number 2 wouldn't bother him, so I'm going hammerhead shark.
Okay. They're funky looking.
Yeah, it's something unique. It's cool.
Yeah.
Low key pussies though.
Why?
So the reason they have a hammerhead is because they use electric. They have kind of a sixth sense, and all sharks have a sixth sense. They tap into electrical fields that other small animals generate, and that's why they have that. Like, it looks like a.
Oh, sorry, their electric ESP is not cool enough for you.
Yeah, because they only eat crabs in little animals. They're not big game hunters, so they're not dangerous at all. They're just bottom feeders.
I'm sticking with it.
I
think he's trying to talk me out of hammerhead so he can jack it.
He is. That's exactly what Billy's doing.
No, I'm not going to jack it. I have a shark that's going to blow all the sharks out of the water, even the great white.
No,
Can I go?
No, you're not. You're not up yet because I still want to talk a little bit more about hammerhead sharks. They have very complex mating rituals. They all like swarm together, kind of like a Russian bathhouse, and they all just kind of circle each other once a year. There's 1 week a year where hammerheads get real horned up. They circle each other. Then the male just bites the female until she lets him, get it in. Very violent.
Seems problematic.
It is problematic. I was in the Galapagos back in 2012, and I was on a beach there, and there was an entire marine biology group from the University of North Carolina that was on the beach next to me, and I heard them just complaining, and they're like, "Oh man, this sucks. Like, we got to get up at 6:30 tomorrow morning because we're gonna go snorkeling at the hammerhead mating ritual pond and see thousands of hammerheads fucking each other." And it's like that seems like one of the coolest things that you can see is like hundreds of hammerhead sharks circling around doing their mating dance. That seems like it was something I probably would have complained about too in college, being like, I'd just rather not wake up at 6:30. But at the same time, it's like this is a pretty unique thing. Also, their eyes are on the side of the hammer front, but they don't just see to the side. They actually, the eyes field of vision overlaps in the front a little bit, so they can see about 180 degrees.
No, they see 360 degrees.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they have 360. Hammerheads have 360-degree vision.
I guess I read something. I read it wrong, but that's incredible. Being able to see
each eye can probably see 180 degrees.
That might be it. Yeah, I might have gotten confused on that one.
So two eyes, that's 360.
That's pretty sick.
That's sick.
They would be a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Or point guard.
Sharks mate where they're born. They always return to the same body of water.
It's kind of weird.
It's crazy how that like happens because like what if there's an environmental change or what if something changes and that's no longer a viable breeding ground?
Yeah, would they recognize it or would they still try to mate there?
It's like how is that an evolutionary thing? I guess
it's because they grew up safe and they made it to adulthood after getting born there. So that's probably, if you're playing the numbers game,
true.
It means that maybe their kids would be able to grow up.
And the willy-nilly mate anywhere guys didn't have the same success and consistency.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Speaking of the shark orgy, female sharks can be impregnated by multiple partners at once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like you could have half brothers and sisters in the same shark litter.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy if humans could do that. Well, I guess humans do, like we do return to hospitals to give birth, and we were born in a hospital. It's kind of the same thing. It's the same environment.
But not the same hospital.
Would it be possible for fraternal twins to have two different fathers?
I think it's extremely, extremely rare, but I think that there have been a couple. Maybe I'm making this up, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that it could be possible.
Can twins have different fathers? The answer is yes, but only in cases in which they're fraternal.
Yeah, like super rare to have it happen.
1 in every 400 sets of fraternal twins have different fathers.
That seems like a very low. Like that seems more
that sounds
common.
high.
Yeah, it does. That sounds
1 in 400. That's like every day.
Yeah,
Miracle twins have different fathers, and the dads couldn't be more happier about it.
yeah. That's kind of cool. If you're the dad, of one of them, you're like, at least I don't have to take care of both these.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was a gay couple.
Okay.
They mixed it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right. Billy, what's your first shark?
Bull shark.
Good choice. Good choice, Billy. The most
tell you
aggressive
well.
of the shark.
Right, but guess what? Bull sharks have the highest testosterone level of any animal on Earth.
Even more than an elephant in must.
Yes. Bull sharks' testosterone levels are believed to be the highest in the animal kingdom, with 358 nanograms per milliliter. One shark tested even higher than a male African elephant in heat, with 64.4 GNs per milliliter.
So can you eat bull shark?
I don't know. Let me check that out.
I feel like there's a giant untapped market out there for like bull shark testosterone extract.
Yeah, I mean that I've definitely seen ads for that type of stuff. But bull sharks, and they're aggressive as fuck. I think they have the highest bite. Which shark bites humans the most?
They do.
I think it's bull sharks.
Yeah, because they can be found. Bull sharks can be found in shallow water a lot of times, and they can survive in brackish water. So water that's fresh water and salt water. Occasionally you'll hear about like a bull shark making its way up a tributary from the ocean, and it's like in a creek or a small stream, and there's just this giant fucking 9-foot long bull shark biting people.
There's definitely a bull shark in Lake Lanier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably.
You see that boat that caught on fire?
Yep.
Just
The
stay
fact
away.
that people still go, it's crazy.
Stay away from that lake.
Yeah, while we're on that subject, we have a shirt coming out that says "Don't swim in Lake Lanier."
I was gonna say, when is that coming out?
Get
Soon.
that word out
There's
there.
a bunch coming
Soon.
out. They
We gotta-
have cool like phrases on them and stuff from this show that we've said.
That's
Yep.
great.
It's gonna be awesome.
Is there? It's under the Denver airport. Is that one coming out too?
Yep.
Sweet.
Oh hell
Space
yes.
is fake is also on there.
That's a good one.
I want that in every color, please.
Putin created crypto.
That's also my other favorite one.
Time is
Yeah,
fake.
I'm like,
We got some good ones. People are gonna be excited.
Avery, what's your first shark? Bull shark's a good pick, Billy.
It's crazy how it hasn't been picked yet. The megalodon. That's just. I mean, that's the alpha. That's the number one.
all right.
It fell. It had character concerns.
Megalodon also has serrated teeth, which is why they think it isn't some sort of scavenger or filter feeder, but actually attacked its prey.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to it. He's just the biggest ever.
But he's
Alpha
low
male.
T compared to the bull shark.
Durability concerns, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in his area, he runs a show. He's like Shaq.
Yeah, he is.
He's like Shaq.
He is.
People had a lot of concerns about Shaq going into the draft, but the megalodon's the most dominant out there.
All right, good pick. Good pick. Mad Dog.
I don't know if this counts. You can tell me if it doesn't. But all animated sharks from movies, like,
You have to pick
Great
one.
pick.
can
great
I pick
pick.
the shark from Finding Nemo
Yeah.
that says "Fish are friends, not food"?
Oh, what's
Bruce?
Bruce.
Can I pick Bruce?
Okay, you got Bruce. First overall, good pick. Or first pick
Then
for
you-
you.
Are we doing a steak draft?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
goes
Mad
back
Dog
to
gets
Mad
to
Dog.
go twice.
Oh shit. Okay.
Get Vinny from Shark Tale.
I know. I was gonna say, do I just do 2 animated sharks? I'll do
Yeah.
Vinny from Shark Tale. I love that movie too.
Okay. Good pick.
At the
Done.
car wash.
Working at the car wash.
All right, Avery, your second pick.
Second pick is the whale shark.
Dude, you're just going beef.
Beef, yeah. I'm going
Haas.
all beef.
You're like
Haas.
Mike Vrabel just building the biggest possible team.
Exactly. Yeah, I went to the Georgia Aquarium one time. They have the only whale shark.
It is sick.
It is awesome. It's a must see. So they have the biggest tank in the United States, I think, and they have the only whale shark on exhibit, like that you can see in the United States.
That's very cool.
It's badass.
And they're really friendly, right?
Very friendly.
So people,
You can swim with them.
yeah, there's divers that like grab onto their fins and just go for a ride.
Yeah.
They seem like a very chill shark.
Yeah. What that mouth do.
Yeah. Oh God, damn.
Suck up shrimp.
It's Nancy Reagan of sharks.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the tiger shark because they literally eat anything.
Okay.
All right.
And
Tiger sharks, like,
they've got cool stripes too.
they find the weirdest thing in tiger sharks' stomachs. So they found old tires, license plates, prosthetic legs. They found automotive parts. Like, these guys literally eat anything.
Yeah. Did everybody else have it in their textbooks growing up? Can you specifically remember a page that had a picture or an illustration of things that they've found in shark stomachs?
No.
Yes.
Billy,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes,
And
no, absolutely.
There would be like gold coins. It would look like a bunch of treasure. There'd be a suit of armor that was always there.
Yes, and there was a blue background, of course. The shark was on the right hand page and facing to the right as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was a diagram in the top right.
I distinctly remember that graphic and just staring at that graphic for a super long time. Tiger shark's
Yeah.
a good pick, Billy. Not gonna lie. Like, you got also tiger sharks, they'll bite people too. They're pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Yep. Highly serrated teeth, very sharp teeth, sharper teeth than great whites.
All right, Big T.
I'm taking left shark from Super Bowl 49.
Okay. Good pick.
Thank you. I
Good
feel
pick.
like that's a steal in round 2.
People forget left shark.
They do. They
The
don't
internet
talk about him.
internet was just lit on fire with just left shark memes.
Left Shark should have started some sort of business or something. I don't know what he ended up doing. But
Yeah.
They sell like
Hillary Clinton.
blow ups of it, so you can dress up for it like as Halloween still.
Well, I hope the guy who was in the costume's getting a cut of that. But yeah, Left Shark.
Just didn't know his dance moves.
Left Shark rocks.
He had his own agenda. Good pick. For my second shark, damn, now I don't know what to pick. It's a conundrum.
You want an easy pickup?
No, I have two. I have two great pickups that I could do.
I already regret mine.
I'm going to go gummy sharks. The white one specifically. The white flavored gummy shark was so good. It was elite. It was so much better tasting than the rest of the sharks.
I don't know that I've ever encountered gummy sharks.
You're talking about the blue gelatin with the white.
There's that one, but there's also the white one. White, if you search white gummy sharks.
While you're looking that up, my honorable mention is Sharknado.
Good pick.
That's the one I
That was
missed.
a crazy time.
Arian would have picked that. He sent a Sharknado gif yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
My other choice, I was just thinking Mako shark would have been cool. It's the
Yeah.
fastest shark, I'm pretty sure. And so having Great White and Mako together, that would have been like Thunder and Lightning, Reggie Bush, Lindale White. That would have been a good combination, I think.
Mako Shark was big for me because when I was playing hockey, Easton came out with a stick called the Mako, and it had like shark skin grip on the blade that people were like obsessed with.
I love that. I love that. Mako sharks are they're just sleek, man.
Yeah,
they also bite humans.
Yep.
I don't think they're not that big. They don't do that much damage to them, but they're just very cool sharks. All right, good draft. Good shark draft.
It's a great draft.
I've never heard that name before in my life.
You played Paulie in Goodfellas.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen Goodfellas?
What? I've even seen Goodfellas.
I don't like mafia shit.
What do you like?
He thinks the
Sports.
Italians are a little too.
Stop. I don't believe in the mafia. I'll get that take off as well.
What do you mean?
Go look at
I don't
Hoboken
believe that.
and see why it's so clean and organized, and then you'll realize.
I don't think the mafia is real.
So you're saying the mafia is good?
In certain respects,
They killed Kennedy.
I think they were just paid to.
I saw something in our Discord that they said George Bush killed JFK.
There were a lot of coincidences about where George H.W. Bush was.
Really?
He doesn't remember. We talked about this. He doesn't remember where he was when Kennedy was shot. He doesn't. George H.W. Bush does not remember where he was.
Even if you don't remember where you were, you got to make something up.
And there's a lot of ties between one of Lee Harvey Oswald's best friends and George H.W. Bush. Like, they were very close. There's a lot of stuff there. He was
Wait,
he was
was
in the mix.
W the head of CIA?
H.W.
HW.
HW became the head of the CIA. Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's very funny. There's a sign in like Langley, Virginia, where the CIA is located, and it's on a road, and it says the George Bush Center for Intelligence on the side of the road, and they had to put up barriers because people would just always stop on the side of the road to take pictures of that sign because it's so ridiculous.
Oh, you know what also gave me a little conspiracy vibes? George Bush, Yale baseball player.
Yep.
Guess who else is a Yale baseball player who might be affiliated with some of their underground societies?
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Interesting.
Hit like 340 his senior year. He was a hell of a ball player.
That's pretty good. Yeah. George H.W. was the captain.
I think DeSantis was also. I saw he was talking about it in an interview the other day.
Okay. Put this one down in the notes. We're doing an episode on Skull and Bones.
Yes.
On Secret Society.
I actually think I know somebody.
Let's go, Billy. Do you have a guy?
Go.
Do you have a guy?
I have a guy who I went to a football camp with, who I have his number.
Okay.
So this is a pre-Billy's List guy.
We will blur his face out. We will not give his name. We'll disguise his voice. I want to find out all the secrets about Skull and Bones. I know that one of the things is you have to like jack off in a coffin. That's part of the enshrinement ritual.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of that. But let's get back to sharks. Is anybody here afraid of sharks?
Absolutely.
Are you not?
I'm not afraid of sharks.
Why the? Oh, you're so cool.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to swim with sharks. If there was a shark in the water next to me, I would freak the fuck out.
So then you're scared of sharks.
I'm not scared of going into the water and thinking that there's going to be a shark there.
That's different.
That's not what that means. Though.
I think that is what it means.
I think anybody would freak the fuck out if they saw a shark. I know exactly what he means. He's not going to not go in the water because sharks could be in the water.
Neither am I then.
Are you afraid of guns?
I was just fixing to say that's like saying if you go outside, that's different than having somebody point a gun at you or like the threat that somebody has a gun on the street.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying about sharks. Like I am not afraid of the existence of sharks.
Okay, neither am I.
Nobody is.
I'm not. As I sit in this seat, I'm not afraid of a shark right now. But like, if I'm in the water actively, I'm like looking out.
I'm never looking out for sharks in the ocean. If there was a shark next to me, but I know statistically it's almost impossible that I'm definitely exposing myself right now. Where it's like I'm probably going to get bit by a shark this week.
You seen the track record this show has of saying things and then they come to fruition?
I know. I might be jinxing myself, but I'm not afraid of sharks. I'm not afraid of going in the ocean. Some people are. Some people are terrified of giant fish.
I'm afraid of sharks, but I would like to go swimming with sharks in a cage.
That doesn't make sense.
You probably already have gone swimming with sharks. They say that in Florida, if you see those videos, the helicopter footage, in Florida, that you're more than likely there's a shark swimming 20 feet away from you. You just can't see it.
I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
20 feet? Look it up. You know how close 20 feet is?
I'm not that far in the water to be
like
that
100
close
feet.
To a shark.
They come shallow sometimes.
They do.
But like that shallow? I'm like...
We haven't had a real good summer of the shark recently. That used to be a thing that would pop up every like 6 years.
Isn't
it's
that
the
a
summer
good
of the
thing,
shark. Yeah, it is. But it also means that we're due. We are overdue
PFT,
for it. It's like the Yellowstone volcano. We're
PFT,
overdue.
You're manifesting a shark attack on you right now.
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of sharks.
PFT is the next soul surfer, podcaster.
I'm a very strong swimmer. And also, if you bump a shark on the nose, they get dizzy.
You gotta punch it.
You gotta punch them in the gills, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Attack the gills, claw at the gills.
Aren't you supposed to also punch them like square between the eyes?
You can do that too.
I'll tell you what.
Gouge the eyes out.
I'm more afraid of jellyfish than I am spiders. I hate jellyfish. They suck.
Yeah.
But you can't.
I'm not spiders, sharks. I mean,
can you die from a jellyfish sting?
You can.
A bad enough one.
Like a bad enough
from
one?
a box jellyfish, you can. There's a jellyfish in Australia called the irukandji, and it's about the size of your thumbnail, so it's tiny, and they can swim in between the jellyfish nets usually. So if you get stung by one, best case scenario, you're going to be just laying down on your back for like 5 days in excruciating pain all over your body. That's best case. Worst case, you die almost instantly. So there are certain beaches in Australia that they don't allow anybody to swim in.
Because they have those?
Because the irukandji are there. Yeah. The man o' war, which I don't think is even a jellyfish. I think it's its own thing. The Portuguese man o' war. It looks like a jellyfish, but it's just all these giant fucking stinging tentacles, and they can kill like real big fish.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Fuck them.
Sell out.
They're just a lot. They're just like translucent. Nobody wants to see them. Fuck them.
You can pee on yourself if you get stung by a jellyfish.
Or someone can pee on you.
Or someone can pee on you.
Nobody wants to see that.
I got some more shark facts that I need to get out because I don't want them to get thrown under the rug.
Okay.
Greenland shark there was a Greenland shark found that was the longest living vertebrate ever. The Greenland shark is the only Arctic shark species, lives around Greenland and lived up to 400 years old. Longest living vertebrate.
Oh, I like the
insane.
Greenland shark.
They're ugly, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They're ugly as fuck, but it's crazy. Like, I feel like since they live in such cold waters, it's like a natural refrigerator preserving them.
I agree. Yeah, it's like cryogenics their entire life. Yeah. More shark facts. The goblin shark is one of the oldest species of an animal that's continuously exists in the fossil record of all time. Sharks are actually more OG than dinosaurs. They evolved before dinosaurs. They've existed after dinosaurs. They have, they're like, so in the goblin shark is one of those sharks that lives deep under the ocean, and very large, but, they found fossils or remnants of goblin sharks from millions of years ago. The goblin shark is maybe the most disgusting looking animal I've ever seen.
Well, it looks like a goblin.
It does. It's got a giant nose that comes out of its forehead.
It's been classified as a living fossil.
That's nuts. So I'm afraid of this shark. I'm not afraid of the other ones. This one I'm terrified of. It does look like a ghoul.
The whale shark has some of the thickest skin of any animal, and it's almost considered bulletproof. They have 6 inches thick skin.
Wow.
Now I just want to shoot a whale shark. I want to see what happens.
It is the second thickest in the world. The sperm whale has skin that measures more than a foot thick. But it's tougher.
I've never understood how whaling was a big thing where, if you read Moby Dick, people used to go out there and just throw harpoons at whales, and like a tiny little fucked up harpoon would kill the whale.
No, they'd go for the blowhole, and then they'd choke on their own blood.
Oh, shit.
Reminds me of one of the best shows ever, Whale Wars, with Sea Shepherd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was my show.
Despite all my rage, I am still just... That was when I first heard about
The world is a vampire. Sick show.
Don't shut the chains. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know about the shark summer of 1916?
Nope.
This is big summer for sharks. That was the original summer of the shark. It was 1916 at the Jersey Shore. So there was this rich family that was taking a train over from Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia. I think they were the Van Zandt family. They're like aristocrats. And one of the younger males, I think he was in his teens or 20s, he was in the water down, I forget the exact town that he was in. It was like halfway down the shore. And he got his leg bit off by a shark. And they put him on a stretcher, tried to operate on him. He died of blood loss almost instantly. And then there were all these scientists across the country being like, yeah, it was probably not even a shark because sharks never attack people. It wasn't a thing where shark attacks, they weren't known to be a thing because going to the ocean on vacation, swimming in the water was just becoming something that people did. It was like more rare back then by far than it is now. So there weren't as many people in the water. Not as many people would get bit by sharks. So this guy died. The news reports came out and they said, he was attacked by a giant fish and died. Nobody would say that it was a shark. In fact, the head of the Natural History Museum said that it couldn't be a shark because we've never seen a shark that's that far north. The great white sharks only exist down like at the equator. They would never be at the Jersey Shore, never be up in Massachusetts, Long Island, any of that. Then like 2 days later, this other guy got both of his legs bitten off by a shark about like 2 miles north, I think, of the original one. And then right after that, this kid was in a stream. It was a stream that was nearby nearby the ocean, and a great white shark swam its way up there, the same shark, and bit this kid as he was getting out of the water. One of the dads jumped in. The dad got bit. Both the kid and the dad died. And then later on that day, another kid got bit by a shark. I think there were like 5 deaths in about 10 days from the very same shark. And then that was everywhere in the news. Like every newspaper from coast to coast was covering the dangers of sharks in America. And they realized that, oh shit, you know that old saying, like, if it bleeds, it leads, when it comes to the news industry, where people love to read about gore.
Yeah.
It was the biggest news in the country. And by the way, at this time, World War I was currently breaking out. But everyone's focus was on how dangerous sharks were, because this one fucked up great white shark that was up in New Jersey. So then the local government and the Coast Guard were all called in, because Woodrow Wilson was the president. And Woodrow Wilson, I think he was the governor of New Jersey for a while. And he had a bunch of people in his cabinet that were also New Jersey natives. They used to love going to the shore, so this was like a big thing for them. So they deputized every fishing boat in America, on the East Coast at least, to go out and kill as many sharks as you can find. So not only was every fishing boat actively hunting sharks, they were bringing like guns and stuff into the water to shoot sharks. Just regular civilians were going out into the water, into the ocean with like pitchforks and stuff, just trying to kill as many fucking sharks as they could, because they were terrified that they were going to be next. And eventually this one guy, I think he was from New York, he caught the shark, and they cut its belly open, and they found like all 5 pieces of flesh. They found an entire shin bone of one of the dudes who got its leg bitten off. And so like, okay, we got this shark. And it wasn't that big. It was like an 8-foot shark, which is still like, it's big, but great whites can get up to probably like 18, 19 feet. But they found that one shark, and then after that, there were like no shark attacks for like 30 years in New Jersey. But it became a national news story where everybody got terrified of sharks because of this one real bad like 10-day span that they had in New Jersey. That's what started people being afraid of sharks in this country. And then after that, Jaws, obviously. I think Jaws was loosely based off that one shark. And so that was just like the most fucked up shark of all time. Really ruined it for all the other sharks out there. Probably got thousands of its buddies killed. Yeah. Because it flew too close to the sun.
And that's what stopped the U.S. from entering World War I in sooner fashion.
Yeah. Yeah, we were fine doing our Lend-Lease bullshit because we had enough stuff to worry about back home. We had a summer of the shark. Yeah.
I just love how we had like a civilian shark brigade. Like people just went out with whatever they could find to go kill sharks.
Yeah, just like wading out into the ocean. You got a sharp stick? Yeah, we're going to kill these motherfuckers.
That's sick.
So this story of the USS Indianapolis from World War II is another one of those horrifying stories. So sharks can detect a drop of blood. They can detect blood up to 1 part per 10 billion, or a drop in an Olympic-sized pool. So 1 drop of blood in an Olympic-sized pool, a shark will be able to smell it. So what happened was, because of this information, there was the USS Indianapolis was torpedoed by a Japanese warship. The boat sunk. They were in shark-infested waters. And because of the injuries that the men sustained from the ship, it was one of the first ships to sink in tropical waters that were, highly shark-infested. 150 U.S. sailors were eaten alive and killed by sharks in this sinking. 150.
That's wild. That's an all-time bad day. You're on a boat, your shit gets sunk, you go into the water. That's pretty fucked up already. That's probably the worst day of your life. And then there's sharks on top of that. So many survivors who watched so many of their fellow sailors eaten by sharks refused to ever go near water again in their life. Yeah, I don't blame them for that. Like seasoned naval sailors, guys who grew up in the water, love the water. There was one guy who grew up on Martha's Vineyard, who then moved to Kansas after. I know it's funny, but this is like
You want to talk about PTSD and not recognizing mental health? Back then, this guy moved to Kansas.
I actually think that's a pretty healthy way to deal with it, though. Like, you realize I've got this terrible fear of getting eaten by a shark, so I'm going to go as far away as possible from any shark. It's a drastic life change. Like, you could just stay in your town and just not go into the ocean, but at the same time, he's confronting his fear and managing it.
So they were at sea for 4 days on lifeboats, and those who couldn't fit on lifeboats were floating in the water. Oh my God. All we heard was men being eaten alive every day, every night. You'd hear a blood-curdling scream and look and see someone going under. Harold, who died at the age of 96 in May this year, told the Sun online in 2019. And the victim's blood spread through the water. Sharks, which can smell blood up to 3 miles away, were attracted to defensive sailors, creating a feeding frenzy. There was 900 boys out there decaying in misery. Sharks are going to swim through there, and they're going to attack what's in their road. If I'm flopping around in their road, they're going to take me under, and they only have to hit you once. Every day, these guys heard men being eaten alive every day, every night for 4 days.
That's rough.
My God.
That's pretty bad. There was that movie that came out, Open Water. Do you remember that? Two people that go snorkeling or scuba diving, and they're in a big group, and they get left behind. I think they were on their honeymoon, and so they miscounted the people that got back on the boat, and so they just left these two people in the water in the middle of the ocean, and they had, the apparatuses on where they could float for a long time, but they were just out there getting beaten by the sun, and then sharks started to circle them. And then they eventually died because the sharks just started to bite them. That would be terrifying. That'd be a pretty bad way to go.
That's maybe the worst way to die.
Yeah, it's up there.
Just hanging out there in the ocean waiting to get eaten.
Yeah, you see that the sharks are about to eat you.
Buried alive is up there.
Yeah. Fire is pretty bad.
My understanding,
if they're a witch, it's
this
okay.
Could be wrong. Fire is really bad for like a short period of time, but then it burns all your nerve endings off, and then you don't feel anything anymore. Now it's excruciating for like however long, I don't know.
And if you're lucky, you die of the smoke inhalation faster.
Right.
Yeah.
That went viral after that ISIS video went viral. Then everyone was like, "Isn't that dying like that isn't that bad?"
It's pretty bad.
I think it's terribly bad, but.
Oh no, 100%. But that's where that fact came from.
But if you told me pick that or hang out in the water and wait to get eaten by sharks, I think I'm picking fire.
I think I am too.
So Colin O'Brady, who we're having on next week, will be in the office. He actually got severely burned in an accident, so you'll be able to ask him that question.
Okay.
Just off the top of your guys' heads, how many sharks do you think people kill per year?
That people kill?
Yeah.
15,000.
Sharks? How many people sharks kill? No way.
No. How many sharks
people
do
kill sharks?
Oh, the shark fin soup is so big in China.
I was gonna say like 75,000.
75,000. Billy?
A million.
Avery?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like $120, somewhere in that range.
120,000?
Yeah.
72 million sharks.
What?
We're running up the score on these sharks.
Wait, there's that many sharks?
Yeah, we're fucking them up.
A year?
You're like, sharks should be attacking us. Like,
Well,
we're declaring war. We're doing a shark holocaust.
Have you ever heard Anthony Jeselnik's thing about Shark Party?
No.
I won't do his bit, but he talks about how he, on his Comedy Central show, he would celebrate when someone got eaten by a shark because we kill so many sharks and they kill like no people.
Yeah.
And it's very funny.
I mean, he makes a good point. 72 million sharks. That's so many sharks.
Wait, PFT, I'm reading one that says 100 million sharks.
100 million.
They just rounded up.
Yeah.
When the Chinese fishermen are trying to make shark soup, they just chop off all the fins and throw the rest of the body back into the water, and they just wriggle around with no fins.
Jeez.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, but then that attracts more sharks from the blood, and then they're chumming the water with their their other sharks with no fins.
But they're also able to sneak up on people a lot more effectively if they don't have the dorsal fin poking out of the water.
Oh yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How's that even possible?
It says for every 100 million sharks killed per year, about 6 to 8 humans are killed by sharks every year.
Yeah, we're running up the score on them.
That's so sad.
Well, also it involves like nurse sharks, smaller sharks. It's not all great whites.
Right, obviously not all
No,
great whites,
still, though.
but still, that's a lot of sharks for us to be killing.
Good. We're not killing enough. As long as
and you know
one
what's
roams
crazy?
free, it is not enough.
One is too many.
Yeah.
With all that blood facts of how much blood they can smell and find, sharks prefer to attack men.
Sucks to
So,
be you guys. Have fun.
Sharks are
I'm
sexist.
chilling.
What if I
That's
don't
sus.
identify as male? What if I was assigned male at birth, but I don't identify? Are they transphobic?
And there's not that many instances of women being attacked when they're most smellable by sharks.
I want to.
Billy, say it.
I've said enough.
Okay, well, this is a fun stat because you can look across the board. Men die, I think, at a much higher percentage than women when it comes to any sort of recreational activity.
Yeah, because guys are dumb.
Because we're stupid as shit, and we usually do have cuts on our body somewhere from doing something else that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, men definitely find themselves in an environment with a shark way more often than
You guys
women
also
would.
you pry too much. You should just stay out of it.
We pry.
Yeah. Like,
I thought we don't listen enough.
no, you pry into situations you don't need to.
Maybe Big T, maybe we can find some common ground on the trans issue where it's like if a shark attacks you, that there's no better way to determine what your sex is.
Well, I want to do some research. I'm curious to know, do they respect the way people identify?
There's 2 genders, attacked by sharks and not attacked by sharks.
Yeah. Would a shark attack Leah Thomas if it was in the pool with her?
That's a good question.
Leah Thomas could probably outswim a shark.
No, because Michael
No.
Phelps got
Doubt
beat.
it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep.
That was a good Shark Week episode.
No, it wasn't. It was
the worst.
not.
It was actually the worst one.
No,
was a
I
fake,
liked it.
It was a fake shark.
It was the fake shark, but I still got to know.
No, that's a bad take.
Sorry.
Bad take, Mad Dog.
Oh, so you know those shark skin swimsuits that they were wearing in the 2008 Beijing Olympics that they banned?
Yep.
Yeah.
Designed off of shark skin.
Yep, that's true. So shark fin soup, it's a delicacy. It's a traditional soup or stewed dish. It actually sounds delicious. I want to try it. So they serve it at important occasions in China, Taiwan, Southeast Asia. So if you're at a wedding or a banquet, or if you're just rich as fuck, it sounds like they'll make you some shark fin soup. It's said to increase potency. It's like rhino horn, I think. Where
Yeah, I'm just saying all that medicine is like literally it's all just chasing Viagra.
it is. So here's what's fucked up about shark fin soup. The taste of shark fin soup isn't even from the shark fin. The fin has no taste to it. It's the broth that they cook it in that gives it the flavor that people like. It's just being like, yo, I'm eating a shark's fin right now. That makes people feel good, or it makes it seem like it's an exclusive dish to have.
Same with the pangolins. Like everyone, they think that it's like Viagra, but really it's the pangolin scales and rhino horn is all just made of keratin, which is like fingernail.
So also, it's said that eating too much shark fin soup can actually cause sterility. So it does the exact opposite of what it's saying that it does. It also has high levels of mercury in it and BMAA, which is a neurotoxin. And it can give you degenerative brain diseases such as Alzheimer's and Lou Gehrig's disease, as well as Parkinson's disease. That sounds like propaganda. That sounds like Big Shark propaganda. What about Baby Shark? Nobody took Baby Shark.
Oh, I was looking in the conspiracy Reddit because whenever we have a topic, I look for any good ones. And one of them that came up was Baby Shark was a weapon to dumb down young children.
How's that?
Something about the song was so stupid that it was supposed to make your baby's brain mush.
I mean, it just taught you about different family members of the shark. My favorite was Grandpa Shark that didn't have any teeth anymore. And you do this one with it. Yeah. That was cute.
Who was the Nationals player that had that as his walk-up song, and it was the most annoying shit of all time?
Para?
Geraldo Parra?
I think it's Para, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to call him Para Shark.
Yeah.
Yao Ming is a big anti-shark fin guy. So he campaigned against shark fin soup. Probably got a lot of shit for that. Thank you for standing up for what's right, Yao. A 2016 poll from City University of Hong Kong and the Hong Kong Shark Foundation had 75% of local respondents saying they were neutral towards the soup, while 90% of respondents say they would eat the dish if served to them. I would, if somebody put shark fin soup in front of me, I would eat it. How do you guys
Because you got
feel about
ED?
that? No, because my boners are too strong and this could cause sterility. Bring me back to life. Bring me back to normalcy.
I don't know. I don't know if I would be okay with the morals behind it after this episode.
I always try everything once, so yeah, I would have it.
I mean, it's if it's in front of you.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to be rude.
What
you
else
also
is
want
in
to
it?
say you've had it.
Yeah, and also
Gotta be able to say
I want to
that.
respect the shark, and
Yep.
it's dead already. I don't want to let it go to waste.
It'd be worse if they just
I would do
poured
it to
out.
disrespect the shark. Fuck you,
Flex on him.
shark.
Went to
Yeah.
my biggest hater's funeral just to make sure he was dead.
Facts.
So now they serve imitation shark fin soup. I don't want
vegan
that.
shark fin soup?
Yeah, vegetarian shark fin soup. I don't want that.
No.
That's soft.
You've actually probably already eaten shark.
How?
I might have had like a shark steak before because you can buy shark meat.
Like in here?
Yeah, you can buy shark meat. Billy probably knows several good places in Chinatown.
In Chinatown.
Yeah. So a lot of sharks end up in haddock or cod nets, and when all that gets processed and put into like a fillet of fish or something, sometimes the sharks end up in there too.
Oh, so Billy's just saying like you've had stray shark throughout the years.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Like
had
a fish sticks,
So you're saying fish sticks have shark in them, maybe?
maybe.
Have you ever intentionally eaten shark, Billy?
I've intentionally eaten cobra.
Okay, that's good. That's close.
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
I ate its heart
That's fucking cool.
and its gallbladder.
Where'd you do that?
Chinatown.
I can't trust anything you say ever.
I don't know if Billy's ever been in Chinatown.
I don't think he has. I don't think he knows how to get there. Billy's a latchkey kid. I don't think you know. I don't think you could get to Chinatown. I don't think that you'd be able to purchase shark meat. That's your assignment when you
Actually-
come back.
Just go for shark meat. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, but they ever since I've gotten older, I look more like a cop. And they're like, this guy's definitely a wildlife officer.
Billy, tilt your camera up just a little bit. Can't even see you. There you are.
Yeah, I would not serve Billy. I would not. I'd be like, you have to tell me this is entrapment. Billy, let's talk about your experience on the Most Dangerous Game show.
The Most Dangerous Game show. Yeah, I
So,
mean, honestly, I
Let
figured
me
out.
set the table real quick. Billy participated in yet another challenge here at Barstool Sports, which he did not win. In fact, he got eliminated on the very first day.
Yeah, what
of the
episode was
competition.
He won the least.
Yeah, correct.
Of
What
all the people
episode
who
of
did
this
not
show was Billy on when he was
win. It
there,
was
but
like
he couldn't tell us?
April or May.
Yeah.
It was May. I can look.
He was at an undisclosed location, but that was the show.
Yeah, it was in. I think it was in. Yeah, it was in May. Getting eliminated was the worst because I was just in solitary confinement for the rest of the time, and I went nuts. I was going nuts before. I was having so much fun until I got eliminated.
You were drunk.
I mean, we were being just like fed alcohol. the
You
whole
had to
time.
drink. You had to get drunk. For
How
content.
long was it from the time you arrived until the time you were off the show? Was it all in the same day?
No, I was on the show. I slept one night.
Got it.
Probably 48 hours.
And why do you think you got eliminated?
Because the snakes manipulated people. I was an easy target. And honestly, if you look, I don't watch Survivor, but it's a common tactic. There's a lot of classic storylines that people try to do. The producers, directors, very skilled guys. Honestly, it was a greatly produced show, but part of it is manipulating the cast. And there's a lot of leading questions, and I know what happened. But like, for example, there was suggestions that are made that like little things that you think was just like B-roll footage ends up being major, like parts of the show. It's very crafty how it all.
So in shocking news, it's everyone else's fault but Billy that he got eliminated.
No. I got eliminated because they thought I was the strongest competitor, but it's so stupid because, actually that'll spoil everything. That'll spoil. Wait, let me watch what I say because I don't want to spoil anything. But like, for example, like Sydney Wells was crying when I was originally voted off. Like that was something that happened, but they didn't include any of that in the show because it didn't fit like the heel narrative that everyone hated me and wanted me off. But I don't know, it was weird.
Okay, so what happened? What did you do?
I didn't scheme. I didn't make any alliances. I was basically like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy that just has fun, mess around a little bit, like have fun camping. And then if I like don't connive behind other people's back and like try to like do stuff, I wore my heart on my sleeve. I just said, I think we should vote out Tommy because if we don't vote out Tommy now, you know, he's probably going to connive his way into winning. And I got voted out because Tommy saw that I said that I wanted to vote him out, and he like connived his way into getting me voted out through Vibs.
What was stressful about the show? You just said off camera that they put you in a high stress environment. What did you have to do?
Well, when you first arrived there, you have no idea what's going on. I didn't know what the rules of the game was. I was like literally reading the short story Most Dangerous Game and being like, we might get hunted. This might literally be like a Most Dangerous Game is a super rich guy just hunts people because they are the most dangerous game, top predator. So I thought that we were being told to show up and that we might get, you know, paintballed or something. I was ready for like fight or flight. I thought it was going to be more survival, more like naked and afraid type stuff, like man versus wild. And I got there and realized it was more, you know, just like challenges, nothing like actual. I don't know. I totally prepared. Like, you know, Jeff D'Lo was watching it and he interviewed me after and he was like, Billy, like you look like you were in the wrong game show. You had no idea what was going on. And I don't watch Survivor. I don't watch any of these like game shows. So, I mean, I didn't know how to strategize for it. And I was having fun. I probably was having the most fun out of anybody at camp.
So what did you have to eat? They made you eat something gross, right?
Yeah, they Bill Gates me and made me us eat bugs. It was actually pretty good. Like comparatively, the protein content of those bugs blended up like was up there with whey. So I think it was actually like as equal to like a muscle milk. It was pretty easy to choke down. It was just on the second one. They mixed the bugs with thick water. You know, that thick water from lowering the bar?
Yeah.
So if you chug any of that too fast, too much, you're going to puke.
Did you puke?
Yeah, it's actually a super sick slow-mo.
All right, check out Billy's super sick slow-mo of him puking. Overall, would you say it was a fun time or was it a bad experience? It got like Stanford prison experiment type thing. It caused people to snap. Okay, well, you can tune into it. Where can they find it, Billy?
YouTube, Barstool YouTube.
Check it out, Barstool YouTube. Very excited to watch how that turns out. Sad that you didn't win, though. I thought for sure this was going to be your time. You'll win one of these.
When all those episodes are over, I will give a greater input, but I don't want to spoil anything.
You will win one of these. I know. You're due, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, after lowering the bar.
I feel like Billy would have done really well on surviving Barstool. Like staying in the office for a week.
No,
you don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Billy is cut out for competitions.
I am. I'm extremely competitive.
I think Billy being in the wilderness gave him a superiority complex that him being in the office would not have.
Maybe. I think Billy came in. You were too confident. That would be a sick idea for a game show, though, if it was Dave hunting people.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I thought Rowan was going to hunt us. So I was in this in this mode where I thought I was I was a feral human. That was me out there in the woods. I was like mentally preparing to just be an animal in the woods.
Okay, but you put yourself into that mindset. You realize that
100%.
Like this exact scenario is why you don't win any competitions, because you prepare yourself for the wrong types of things.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
But one day when it's one of those situations that is extremely volatile, I will come out on top. Chaos is the ladder.
Okay, so Billy,
You know the guy that said that gets killed, right?
Who said that?
Littlefinger. Do you not know what? Do you not know what that's from?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
well, it doesn't end
never.
well for the guy who says that.
Yeah, but that was a saying before he said it.
No, I don't think so.
It's
It's from Game of Thrones. Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
all right, so let's get back to the show. You guys want to wrap things up with some voicemails?
Sure.
Sure.
Billy, can you do voicemails?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe from Akron, Ohio. Shout out Mad Dog. I just had a question about football, specifically the teams that you guys associate yourselves with, Big C being Tennessee. Falcons are irrelevant. But then the Commanders for PFT, and then the Jets for Billy Football. So as a Browns fan, I myself have never once really believed that we had any shot of ever winning anything. And I kind of still don't. So with your team kind of being, in the same boat as the Browns, you're going to shout out Mad Dog. What keeps you going in your fandom? I mean, do you really think you're ever going to win anything? Because, again, as a Browns fan, I don't. So, all right, let me know.
All right, he's basically just saying, hey, your team sucks. Sorry.
I mean,
Why do you root for this sucky bunch of sucks?
Yeah.
I think for college football, it's very different than the NFL.
Yeah.
Because the NFL, there's one thing to win. It's the Super Bowl. In college football, Tennessee, I expect and I think Tennessee could have a very good year this year, and lose 3, maybe 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee's probably very likely going to lose to Alabama and Georgia. They could lose to LSU. Now, but if they beat Florida, who they've beaten once since 2004, if they beat Kentucky, if they beat Pitt on the road, win all those games, go 9-3, that's a very good season that any Tennessee fan would be happy with. So I think it's different for college football.
Yeah, there are 5 teams in college football where it's national championship or bust.
Right.
And that would be Alabama,
Georgia, Clemson,
Ohio State. That's probably...
Yeah, they're in their own...
Oklahoma, maybe? Yeah.
No.
Oh, I feel like Oklahoma has
In
had that
recent years.
mentality.
They've gotten to the college football playoff, but they were never in that category.
But I think their fans think that way, where they're like, okay,
well, not anymore.
They might not anymore.
Or they shouldn't. They do, but they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But college football, it's very different. There's 5 times the amount of teams. You can have a good season without winning a national title. There's only been 3 or 4 teams to win a national title in the last decade.
Where do you think that falls for Notre Dame fans?
I will tell you.
They still think
Are they one of the ones where it's national championship
Yes.
or bust?
not necessarily national championship or bust, but they think that they are in that category. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if they go to the playoff and win, if they got to the national title game and lost, I feel like there are a lot of Notre Dame fans who would be like, whatever.
Yeah, they're probably very happy about
Yeah,
that.
but they do still think they're in that category. Absolutely.
Yeah. But with the Browns, where do you stand on that?
It's one of those things where it's you grow up, it's a nostalgia thing. You grow up loving, sure it's the same for the Commanders, and you grow up loving a team and they suck a lot. And what am I going to do? Go become a Cowboys fan? You're kind of,
A lot of people do that.
And those people should go to jail.
Yeah. Right. So it's one of those things where it's the Browns suck and they've disappointed me a lot, but it's I'm not going to go become a Yankees, Cowboys, fan just because my team is bad.
In a way, isn't it nice rooting for a shitty team? Because
There's no
Yes.
expectations.
My expectations are so low.
Yeah.
I've said forever.
I'm happy if we make the playoffs. That's as good
I'm
as
happy
Super
if
Bowl.
we go 500.
I've
Yeah.
said forever, being in like an Alabama football fan is not fun. Like they could go 13-1 and be like, that was a shitty season. Like
Yep.
I've said forever, I want each of the teams I like to win a championship once. The Braves have done it. The Braves don't have to do anything for the rest of my life as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
I would like UT to win a basketball and football and baseball national title. I'd like the Preds to win. The Falcons and Hawks, like I don't even really care that much. But like I wouldn't want to be a fan of a team that is
Constantly
like
wins.
you either need to win the title or you suck. Like that's not
Like
fun.
a Patriots fan or like
Yeah.
You know that the Hawks will never win anything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't care.
The Falcons might. If you have a good,
like
if you
third
draft a
rounds.
good quarterback,
Right. Yeah, because the Hawks will never the NBA is so dependent upon free agency now. The Hawks will never get
Yep.
somebody like that. But in the NFL, yeah, you could draft. I mean, they did draft a very good quarterback who should have won one. But
Yep.
but yeah, the Falcons could. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be a fan of a team like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also think for the Browns specifically, I think a lot of people from Cleveland just think that there's a curse or there's something upon like Browns draft picks that they will suck when they're on the Browns and then go have incredible careers somewhere else. Like that's like I'm half expecting Baker Mayfield to like win MVP like next season, just because it's like you get out of Cleveland and all of a sudden your career just skyrockets, and that's why like everyone from Cleveland loves Joe Thomas so much because he was so good and is a Hall of Famer and had a terrible, lifetime win-loss average. But like he's one of the best offensive linemen ever.
Miles Garrett, he's pretty good for you guys.
He's very good for
So
us.
he's the one guy that's like, okay,
He's sticking around.
as far as draft picks go,
Yeah.
we nailed that one.
Nailed him. Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Nick Chubb squatting like 700 pounds or whatever that was.
6'10".
That's terrifying. That's too much weight. It's too much weight for a running
The
back.
bar
Yeah.
was
When the bar,
almost curled back in on itself.
yeah, when it, I know it's like a specific bar, like it's not like a metal one, but when it looks like that, yeah, I think it's too much weight.
If it ain't bending, you're pretending. Billy, what's the most weight you've ever squatted?
475 pounds.
That's not that much. I was hoping for a little bit more, I'll be honest. I did 410 one time.
Sick.
Not to brag. Thanks, Mad Dog. Just saying. We're just guys talking about our squat maxes.
I've squatted 750.
Oh shit.
Just
It's
saying.
pretty impressive. All right.
Wait, why do you root for the Commanders then? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. It's
a
very
nostalgia
low expectation, so it's fine. It's also kind of fun to root. When your team becomes comically bad, it becomes a little bit fun again. Like
0-16 season, like
there's the 0-16 season, there's usually not 2 weeks go by where the Commanders don't do something that's just they continue to surpass my expectations for how much a franchise can embarrass itself.
That's another thing about college that I think is better, and this is also uniquely University of Tennessee also, but when you're that bad and you're like, okay, are we going to fire the coach? And then you get just weeks of rumors of like this booster talked to this guy and he's ponying up
That's fun.
to pay the buyout. I enjoy coaching searches more than I enjoy Tennessee football seasons.
Yeah,
that's why
it's
you
fun.
also loved the head coaching video game. I
Yeah.
feel like you like the logistics of
Yeah.
football.
By the way, I might have a contact that can get us that video game.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to play that.
Love that.
All right, next voicemail.
What's up, Macrodosing? Question for you. If the Earth is located in space, are we in space on Earth? If you could just answer that for me.
This guy's the highest guy of all time.
What?
Can we just end the show? I
So basically, he's asking. It's a high question. but
I heard what he asked.
yeah, we are in
I mean,
space.
yeah.
But isn't it both?
Yeah, we're in space. Space is in us too. Yeah, we're in space.
Well, you're made of dead
Stardust.
stars, so
Oh, that's sick.
You are Stardust.
So,
allegedly. That's
so
what
are,
they
so are
say.
you, Big T.
Nah, space is fake. Buy the T-shirt.
When it comes out.
That dude is the highest person ever.
Yeah.
All right, we got another voicemail.
Yep. One more.
Hey gang, I got a quick question for y'all. So if you went to jail and then got out, how would you like to be picked up from jail? This can be what kind of vehicle would be picking you up, who's picking you up, what they brought with them, what music is playing as y'all drive off, and pick however long you want the jail suit to be, whether it's just a little weekender or 30, and you got out. Let me know. And stay handsome / beautiful. But for the record, I would listen if y'all are ugly too.
You can't celebrate getting out of jail if you're just there for a weekend. You should still be ashamed that you're getting out of jail if it's just a couple day prison sentence. I would like to be picked up maybe in an El Camino, blasting some like bitchin' Southern rock.
Yep.
That'd be sick. I want a hot McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese. I want 2 orders of large French fries, a regulation Coke.
Regulation.
Yeah, like diesel, like Coke.
Coke. A Coca-Cola Classic.
Coke heavy.
Yeah, Coke heavy. Exactly.
Diesel.
I don't
I'm
want.
gonna start calling it regulation Coke.
Yeah, regulation Coke, and then I also want an ice cold Coors Light Mountains Extra Blue to polish off my second batch of fries. That's my ideal situation.
So you're going regulation Coke, another fry, then Coors Light.
Yep, exactly.
I think the perfect jail stint would be a Monday to Friday, getting out Friday at 5, getting picked up in a pickup truck, blasting some classic rock with a couple of coolers of ice cold Coors Light in the back, and there's steaks to be grilled.
Okay, but then you have to look at the steaks on the way home. You don't get to eat them yet.
There's someone grilling in the bed of the pickup truck as
Okay.
we pull up.
Got it. Okay,
Hot dogs.
very cool. Anyone else?
I would like to be picked up in the business vehicle of the person who I befriended, preparing me to go to jail with Changes by Tupac playing as we ride off into the distance. That is the ending to Get Hard.
Okay,
Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart movie.
it's a good song.
Hollywood Luxury Bubbles.
It's a good song.
Great movie, by the way.
I've never seen it.
Very
funny.
underrated. Very
Yeah.
good movie.
Okay, I got to check it out.
Good movie.
So Billy is gone from the call.
Yeah.
He just left.
There's
yeah.
some clients in Andorra that he has
Need to be entertained.
he has to
Yeah.
be meeting with right now. Consider them to be definitely entertained.
That's my new. I laugh every time now I see a tweet from you that says
Yeah.
entertaining clients.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best euphemism of all time. Billy stumbled across it, so we're thankful that he was able to do that. Yeah, I think like if you get out of jail, you just want to party, right?
Yeah, I'd want to get picked up in a helicopter,
Oh.
That'd be sick too.
flown
yeah.
away.
Although I don't think I'll ever ride in a helicopter. They
You're
scare
not a
me.
helicopter guy?
They scare
Well,
me.
you can't do heights.
Yeah, helicopters
Yeah.
are terrifying. Planes, at least I'm indoors in a plane. Helicopter, it's too
Like,
close to the
'cause
outside.
The doors are open.
They're
also.
badass because they can land pretty much anywhere. Like, I think if you can get over the part of being in it for the time, the landing, just like you touching down and then getting out of a helicopter or even getting in one, I think that's like sick.
Yeah, I also think motorcycle would be pretty cool. That'd be
Yeah.
a great
Oh,
way
yeah.
to leave jail.
Get in the sidecar.
Sidecar, just put the goggles on. Let's go. The open road, nothing like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all good choices. Or a boat if you're on Alcatraz
Ooh.
and you just get on a boat and leave.
Yeah.
That'd be sick too.
Yeah.
Or if you're Michael Cohen, you could have just called an Uber.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of the crazier parts of that entire interview.
I
He was
want
like, yeah,
to look into that more and see how true that is.
it sounds like a great place to stay.
Yeah.
It sounds like a 5-star hotel.
Yeah, like I would like to go to that prison.
It's funded by your tax dollars.
Everything's taken care of for you. Do you think the government should run prisons?
No.
You think private companies should run
Well,
prisons?
Yeah.
kind of. Yes, I think the government should run prisons, but far, like, it shouldn't cost as much as they do.
Okay, so we should run prisons but not schools.
Yes.
Okay.
Aren't private prisons worse?
Well, everything's motivated by their stock price in the publicly traded ones, so they just cut back on everything. So there's some stuff that's not like it's
Regulation.
like dangerous to live in prison.
What?
Now you could talk about whether or not like it should not be a walk in the park if you're in prison, but also you should be able to survive.
What publicly traded companies like own prisons?
Let's look them up right now.
They all have, like, very vague, like,
Remember when we did the episode where we talked about the most sinister sounding
They sound like
corporation
that.
names?
Yeah.
Wait, so their whole corporation is just owning prisons, though?
Yep, they own
Okay.
prisons for profit. Then they get state contracts to build and run prisons.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's an odd business to get into.
Core Civic, GEO is another one. And then it says that Palantir also runs prisons. I know that Palantir does some other stuff, contracting to the government. I didn't know that they ran prisons.
I didn't know either. I have stock in Palantir.
Do you?
Yep.
Avery.
They collect a shitload of data. They have everybody's data.
Wait, what's Palantir?
Software company. It's run by Peter Thiel. I think it's still
why do
run
I know
by
that
Peter
name?
Thiel.
Does he
Because
own someone?
he owns a lot.
Something?
He was one of the PayPal guys with Elon.
Mm.
And then
Snapchat too, I think.
he does.
I think
I think he
so,
was one
yeah.
of the people in on that, yeah.
So yeah, they do data analytics. So they work with every company. They know everything about you. That's what they do.
Speaking of Elon Musk, did we talk about it? Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Yeah, it looks great.
With his sister.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, his sister had 2 kids with his dad.
Did we talk about that last week?
We did not, but she was raised by his father since she was 4 years old. So he's a stepdaughter of his dad, but he raised her from being a kid, and now he's got 2 kids with her. Pretty creepy stuff. Pretty creepy. Not a fan of Elon Musk. I'm just gonna say it.
No. Also, I'm on the Palantir website, and this website is scary.
What does it say?
Nothing real. It says foundational software of tomorrow delivered today, and it's talking about that we build software that empowers organizations to effectively integrate their data, decisions, and operations. But it's like, it looks like a dystopian website. Like it's all white and very clean. Yeah, it's very scary. Don't love her. Also, it just has a picture of like trucks.
I like that.
On like almost, it looks like an airplane hangar. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about anything good, anything safe.
That's how you can always tell if a company's evil or not, if you can't figure out what it is they do by looking at their website.
Yeah.
Or they're about us. We deliver solutions to
It just
companies.
says if it's like you can do like a contact us thing, and it's like interested in solving your problems with Palantir software. Like, yeah, no. Oh wait, also before we leave, I met Childish Gambino on Friday.
Oh, really?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Where at?
He was in my spin class.
No way.
Yeah, he was spinning right behind me. I walked in and I was like, holy shit, is that Childish Gambino?
You say hi to him?
Yeah, I took a picture with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it on Instagram?
I put it on my Instagram story. I'll show you.
Okay.
But I was like, I walked in, I was like, that man, it was 7:30. I was like, that man looks suspiciously like Childish Gambino. And then I was like, am I just being racist? And then I like looked up and he said something, like his wife was with him, and he said something. I was like, no, that's Troy from Community. Like, I know who that is. And then his locker was right next to mine, and I was like, oh my God. And I was losing my shit. And then we walked in together to the spin class. He was on the bike right behind me. And I was like, holy shit, I'm spinning with Childish Gambino.
Did you pedal harder?
Oh, I put on the performance of a lifetime, because I was like, I can't have Childish Gambino think I'm weak. And then he couldn't get his shoes out of the, because you know how if
Yeah, you got stuck in the clips like Joe Biden.
a little bit. Yeah. So then after the class, I was like, you have to say something. Like, it's different when you see celebrities on the street or like in the office here. Like, I was in a spin class with Childish Gambino. So then our lockers were right next to each other after class. I'm like dripping in sweat, and I was just like, hey, I love your work. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, yeah, do you mind if we get a picture? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then took a selfie with Childish Gambino. And then I told him I liked his outfit. And he was like, I knew people would fuck with it. I said, I do. And then I said I loved him, and I ran away.
That's quite interesting. He sounds like a nice guy.
Very nice. Now I want him to be in all my spin classes. But
Yeah.
like, we were spinning to Stir Fry by Migos, and he was like dancing. I was like, I bet he knows Migos.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. You need him in your classes just to motivate you, right?
I was like, you could just start singing right now.
Yeah. Like I would feel the same way if somebody that I knew was in a spin class with me or like watching me work out in the gym. I would be like, I have to show out for this person.
Right. It's different when it's a ton of strangers, but then I was like, holy shit, it's Childish Gambino. And he wasn't like on the other side of the room. He was like directly behind me.
He was staring at that ass.
I'm hoping not because his wife was right next to him.
Okay.
But I was like, oh my God, this is insane.
What if he's like one of the weird Mad Dog stands out there now?
I hope not.
Did you tell him that you worked for Barstool?
So the whole class, I had 45 minutes to think about a script of what I was going to say. And I was like, I don't say that, right? Because I was nervous that he was going to say no. And then I didn't know what to say. He said yes to taking a picture, thank God. But I was like, do I say, oh, hey, I work with Arian Foster? I didn't know if he knew who Arian was. Like, I didn't know what cards to pull. I didn't say anything.
Wallow and Gilly. Like in the hip hop community, they are gods.
Right. But then I didn't want to just be like, hey, I'm like, I work with black people. Like, that sounds bad.
At that point, you're just like, you're listing, like, do you know this black person?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I've never...
No, I think you played it well.
Yeah. I was going to mention Arian because then I was like, okay, well, Arian's also a rapper. So, like, I don't know the community of, like, who they know that are similar. He probably knows Tommy Alter. I'm sure Tommy Alter knows who Childish Gambino is.
Yeah.
Or knows Childish Gambino.
I would bet millions of dollars that Tommy knows him.
Right. So I almost was like, oh, like I work with Tommy Alter. But then I was like, I don't really know Tommy. So then I just got nervous and I was like, don't pull any cards. Just ask for a picture and leave.
She said, I work with Ben Mentz.
You're like, the king of the South?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Can you get an intro?
Yeah. So yeah, that's I was really excited about that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You see any famous people, Big T?
Trying to think the last famous person I saw. The only one that I've seen out on the street of New York, this is like the most niche. I don't know if anybody will get this reference. The home ec teacher from the Disney Channel original movie Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. She walked by me like at my apartment one time. I was like, holy shit, that's the woman from Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
I love that movie.
Yeah, she was like right outside my apartment. Other than that, I don't think I've really ever seen anybody like here, other than people that come into the office.
Yeah,
obviously.
people come to the office.
Did you say hi to her?
No.
She would have probably had her day made.
It was sick though. I love that movie.
Never seen it. Never heard of it.
Oh, what?
You would
Neither
love
have I.
this
That
movie.
movie rocks.
This movie actually is probably very similar to your life. Actually, not at all.
Okay. All right, go on.
Progressive ahead of its time. Broke down a lot of male
Male
and
stigmas.
female. Yeah.
Because it's about a boy in high school and he plays baseball, but he also loves cooking.
Just wants to cook, man.
Okay.
And there's a girl on his baseball team who her mom thinks she's cheerleading, but when she drops her off, she takes off her
baseball.
cheerleading thing and pulls out her baseball uniform. Very progressive film.
Interesting.
but it's
So
about-
what part about this is my life?
You like to cook?
I do like to cook. Yeah.
Bobby Flay's in it.
Okay.
A lot of people
Alright.
like to cook.
I'm going to watch that movie tonight.
It's probably on Disney Plus. It's so good. I just thought like a nice cooking and sports duo.
Yeah, I might have to watch it. I might check it out. I'm going to go see Widespread Panic with Ben Mentz tonight, so probably won't be able to get around to that.
I'll be busy.
Wish me luck.
Watch it before next week, and we'll talk about it next week.
Okay, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. I will.
It's so good.
I will. Okay, we will see you guys on Thursday for nanodosing. Until then, we love you guys. Any other thoughts before we sign off?
The Barstool Store.
Yep.
Got
check
big
that.
thoughts about the Barstool Store. Check it out. We got some really good stuff out right now, and I think in the coming weeks, like maybe like next week, we'll have new stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take my word for it, though. I'm bad with
No, you're fine.
shouting out
Yeah,
dates.
last time
You're
we
fine.
took your word
Yeah,
for it.
a date.
Yeah. But I do have the mock-up, so I'm assuming it'll be very soon.
All right. We will see you guys on Thursday. Love you guys.